Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgment. I think Man City are out of the title race. Nobody wants to say that they are out yet. Everyone is scared to say it. But it's now on Arsenal and Chelsea to put the separation between them and Manchester City. Liverpool game, of course, got postponed, so we don't talk about Liverpool today. Manchester not there in the mud, and Ahmed is going to turn on his camera at some point. We have to speak about Manchester United and Ruben Amorim, because the question is, do you have good players? Or is it about the manager then? Ahmed, are you going to turn on your camera? You're muted.
Can you hear me?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hearing me.
Pick up everybody that is here. Like the video on your way in, people. And if you're watching this on the replay, hit that like button. Of course, we're talking Man United. We're talking Manchester City. The city of Manchester are completely fallen down. Or not, whatever. Who watched Manchester Nottingham?
I did.
Who else?
I watched the highlights.
All right.
Partially.
I don't think these days people actually watch United games. We just watch highlights when we hear something on Twitter saying this has happened. I don't think anybody actually sits down, unless you're bored, unless you're cleaning the house or you're doing something. I'm just not being offensive. It's no longer exciting these days. I'm not being offensive. It's just, is it just me? It's no longer exciting to watch them. Maybe
Let me tell you that I think it's the opposite now. I think it's way more exciting to watch Man United now because they have a new manager. So there is news to talk about. For your club, you have one win in 9. I think it's not news today that you drew against Crystal Palace. You won 1 game in 9. So the Man United news is better than yours.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry. Man United lost at home today, Patrick.
I was intrigued.
Bigger news than you drawing at Crystal Palace. I'm being honest. I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, but negative
news.
I
was intrigued to watch the game because
it is negative news, NJ. 100% it is negative news.
You're talking about comedy. You're talking about comedy-wise.
Yes. It's negative news. Yes, comedy. So it's better for a neutral. Man United losing today. It's bigger news than Man City drawing the game today. You literally
comedy-wise.
have the same manager.
That's because they're a small club anyway. That's why.
No, it's not about that, and we're not
going
going
about that. It's just that it's comedy. You guys
it is not about this, Ahmed. It's about something else. It's about Man City today. 1 win in 9. Today, by the way, when the final whistle did finish, it's another game. The only talking point is the red card. Otherwise, everyone turned.
Did you watch it?
I did watch both games, of course, yeah.
Why did you watch it?
What do you mean?
Why did you watch it?
I'm a full-time YouTuber. I have to watch all the games.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yeah, but he's not a highlight merchant, so he actually watches.
No, but I watch. But I watch all the games.
Well, look,
good or bad. I would watch City game even if City are known to.
But you don't. But I'm saying you don't sit down. Like you don't sit down and gather yourself and say.
No. I mean, which result today is bigger? Man City. Okay, let me ask. Okay.
Funny.
Let me ask in the chat. Listen, guys in the chat.
No, you're making a mistake. It's funnier. Which one is funnier?
Which result today grabs more headline? Man United losing or Man City drawing to Crystal Palace? One name. Just say Man City or Man United. Which one?
Man United at home.
Oh, it's always going to be Man United.
Because it's banter, isn't it? Because it's banter. It's banter. It's
no,
funny.
It's not that. It's. I mean, part of it is because it's funny, but part of it is also because,
because we're massive. That's why, and City are nobody.
You're not massive anymore. Stop saying that.
We could tell that we were nobody when we lost all the games.
This is the first time I've seen 2 City fans on a panel. By the way, I've never seen.
Wait.
Can you stop this bullshit, Ahmed?
I've never seen it in my life.
You have been with many City fans on the panel. You have been with Patrick and NJ. You have been with NJ and Vader. You have been. By the way, just to let you know. And I'm going to just actually banter Ahmed here. I have more City fans on this panel than Man United fans available.
Because they'll never come out. They'll never come out again.
I am telling you.
Exactly. They'll stay hiding.
Elster is going to join us when we start talking about City.
Has it become copy and paste these days? Where these fans, they just copy and paste the same words? Empty stadium, small club, is just copy and paste. Bringing you.
No, I'm just.
Look, at the end of the day. Look, as a team that isn't Manchester, okay, a team that isn't Manchester, the end of the day, that game, I expected more from Manchester United. I really did. Yep.
Let's talk about that game. Before we talk about City, let's talk about. I want to ask Ahmed a question. You literally, every single show with all the people that are on this channel, on this panel. Guys, at least we got over 600 people. Can we get guys to 300 likes at least in the beginning of the show? Hit that like button. Answer this, Ahmed. Is it the manager, was it Ten Hag, or is it the players?
It's not Amorim.
Because Saeed saying
not
spineless players. Staffy is saying shameful players, right? So is it the players then?
You were losing 3-2. You were losing 3-2 and he brought a central defender on.
Thank you.
Like, make that make sense. Make that make sense to me.
Amorim is not the reason why we're mid-table here and
who picks the team?
It's not because at the end of the day, yeah, anyone who's doing Ten Hag revisionism, yeah, needs a slap in the face, in it. Because this, first of all, if you want to talk about, oh, see, this is why it wasn't Ten Hag's fault. First of all, who built this team? Secondly, who's the captain of Man United? Is Bruno Fernandes? No, but hold on.
Don't do this.
No, but it's true. It's when you say something that's true, yeah, you're just going to say, oh, you said you watch highlights, by the way, so you've got no context to what you're saying. Anyway.
No. You know why I want to stop you there? You're not but look at that. They're cooking.
Let me finish, bro.
One at a time. One second.
One second. First of all, yeah, Ten Hag is the one that built this team, yeah. He's the one that spent 600 mil. Firstly, Bruno is his captain and Rashford is the main players, yeah. And at the end of the day, yeah, what should have happened, this is what should have happened. We should have sacked him after that FA Cup, brought in Amorim then, and then he gets the plays he wants, and then you start from there. You do not bring a guy in here halfway through the season where he's inheriting a mess mid-table and he's trying to, you can clearly see, yeah, he's trying to implement the system. And at the end of the day, with 4 games that he's played, he's already put in a style that he already wants to play. Now what we're seeing, yeah, we're seeing the players that can play it and who can't play it. It's simple as that.
Sorry.
Players like Bruno,
Ahmed, can I ask you a question? What style is this? Because I hear United fans always say this.
You can
what
say
style
exactly.
Is this? No. I want to. This is not banter. This isn't banter. I'm asking a specific question. What is the shape of the team? The shape. No. That's not shape.
No.
You mean the formation has changed, and that's it.
I know what's happening. You conceded more goals than you did with Ten Hag.
Wait, let Ahmed answer. Let Ahmed answer. What style is this? Because I've heard it for 4 weeks now, or how many weeks since he's joined, and I'm still trying to figure out what people mean by
somebody said
this style of play.
It's not freestyle. It's not freestyle because all the games that we've played here, we create more chances as a team. Defensively, we've not been great. However, he's inherited a team, yeah, where he's literally figuring out everyone's profiles and he's playing to their strengths and he's analyzing the weaknesses.
I don't think Arne Slot actually was figuring out people's position.
You do realize that Arne Slot has inherited. Hold on.
What about Enzo Maresca inherited a shit squad based on what you said?
It wasn't a shit squad. It wasn't a shit squad.
You said that.
No, I didn't. Because Chelsea squad.
People are looking at you. Chelsea squad is what?
Chelsea squad last season was good. They just hired the wrong manager.
Is Chelsea squad better than yours?
Yeah, I've always admitted that.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
I'm
I have.
pretty sure you didn't.
Yes, I have. The YouTube clips are there.
Whoa.
The YouTube clips are there.
You haven't got a completely shit squad.
Okay, watch this. Daniel here. Sorry. Big up Daniel from Super Chat. He's saying 13th FC said that they was gonna catch up with Chelsea. Could be 12 points behind tomorrow if we beat Spurs. Did Ahmed say that? Did you say you have a better team than Chelsea?
When did I say that? Get the clip up. If I said that,
I don't know. Every time, every show you say that.
I will find the clip.
So maybe you haven't. Maybe you haven't. I don't know. Maybe you haven't.
No, you know what it is. You know what it is, though, Mo. Yeah, guy.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say.
Mo, listen to this. Yeah, is that every United fan, because these guys go on Twitter, they assume that all of their opinions is the same as mine, and they're trying to stat pad saying, "Oh, this is what he said." You know me.
But what you say? People said about Ten Hag the same thing. What you say? People said the same thing about Ten Hag. This is not Ten Hag.
Not really, because the United
this, every time a new manager is on, you say the same things. Copy and
not
paste.
Not really.
You say,
this manager.
It's not. This is Jose's team. It's not all his team. This is who. It's not ours. This is whose team.
But the thing is, I can debunk everything you're saying. Mo said Slot inherited him. First of all, Slot has inherited a team that Jurgen Klopp built from the ground and upwards. First of all, yeah. Us United, we've been chopping and changing because we've got different profiles in the team, chopping and changing, yeah. So there's no run of games and there's no consistency with the team being built. Jurgen Klopp has been at Liverpool since 2016. Arne Slot inheriting that team, yeah. I didn't expect him to be that good, but it was never going to be, oh my God, in the slumps. Now with Chelsea, Enzo Maresca, Chelsea have bought good players They bought good players last season. Their problem was Pochettino. They've already had a good team. No, but it's not excuses. The team that Maresca inherited, there's more players that suit his style of football than it did with Pochettino. Look what he tried to do with Caicedo. Look what he tried to do with other players. He was playing Gallagher. There's a reason why Gallagher's not there. With Maresca, he's openly and coming out saying that these players, Bruno needs to stop hoofing it. Rashford can't play up front because of the two centre backs that occupy him all the time. You cannot say that. It's the same situation. The guy's inherited a team.
What is a good defender?
Patrick, one second, Patrick. Again, I've let you talk for about 4 or 5 minutes. You still haven't answered the question. What is the style?
Would you, the style is very evident. It's very evident.
No, that is not answer. No,
what he's trying to do. I'm going to answer this.
I mean, that's not answer. An answer is if I say what is a style and I go counter-attacking, that's a style. If I say possession football, that's a style. What is the style?
I'm going to answer it though. Amorim is a possession-based manager who wants to play out from the back with the 3-4-3 formation. He wants all of his three centre-backs here to be good on the ball, pass around the back. He wants wing-backs bombing forward and creating. He wants to use his wing-backs as his main source of creators, and he wants the 2 number 8s to control the midfield and also use them 2 number 10s to help the number 9 get chances. This is what he wants to do. That's why, when you see the game against Arsenal, yes, we lost, but the first half, you can see how the reason why it's different between him, Amorim, and Ten Hag. We saw Ten Hag that there was a gaping hole in the midfield. Amorim has identified the problem. He's trying to close it down and put in the right players in the team that fit the profile. Just because, he's playing certain players like Garnacho or Rashford, he has no other options but to play those guys. I'm not saying it's the right option, but he's experimenting. That's why you're seeing so much rotation. That's why you're seeing so many things, bro, because this team isn't essentially his. There are a few players in this team that can play that style. It's quite evident. But the ones that cannot play it are the likes of Bruno, are the likes of Rashford.
Can I ask you a question?
Go on.
Next 3 Premier League games, you got Man City, you got Tottenham, and you got Bournemouth. How many points are you getting? Seriously.
I think you need to read the next ones. I'm sorry, Ahmed. Wait. Read the next ones.
You got Wolves, Newcastle, and then us. But I'm talking about your next 3. How many points are you getting?
We'll probably get like 6 points. I would say that's my
6 points. You're not getting any against Bournemouth, mate. Bournemouth are on form.
Because you said Tottenham haven't really been great.
Bournemouth have beat Manchester City and they've also beat Arsenal.
Okay.
Bournemouth are dangerous. That's a dangerous team. Dangerous.
You got Man City away, by the way.
That's a useless team.
So
that's fine.
Because that's a good point. So you're saying that you've got a team that doesn't know how to play this so-called style. Which
it's been 4 games as well.
I wouldn't argue with you about the style because again, I'd never watched.
I broke down the style that you wanted.
No, bro. I said you might be right. I said I've never watched Amorim Sporting like that, apart from the 2 times they've played Arsenal. So I'm not going to be an expert on this style. But if you've got an issue with the players who cannot play this style, the fact that you're saying 6 points out of the next 3 games, you got Man City, which is obviously a derby, and I don't think you're anywhere near.
I don't think we'll beat Man City, but I think we can beat Bournemouth and Tottenham. Yeah,
Tottenham will outrun this Man United team.
You can say that.
I believe.
You think you can beat Tottenham away from home?
Wait.
They beat Big 16.
Tottenham will outrun you, and there's no legs in your team.
Tottenham haven't been great recently as well.
But still, they outrun you.
Okay, well, we'll see then, innit? Like
Patrick is like, they haven't been good. But you're not good as well.
Exactly. Your time will come, Patrick. Your time will come.
You have to accept. I've accepted things. You have to start accepting.
No, but the thing is, you've not really watched the United game. So you said you watch highlights.
Yeah, but you watch the highlights. You can tell what is different than the highlights than watching the game.
You're losing the game.
Ahmed is like, oh my God.
You're losing the game 3-2, and your manager takes your goal scorer off.
Who's the goal scorer?
Bruno Fernandes.
Wait, hold on. Did you watch the game?
By the way, that was a wrong sub.
No, it wasn't. Because Bruno was shit.
It was a wrong. Yes, Bruno made the flick that caused for his second goal, but it clearly was Onana's fault.
Yeah, but hold on.
Bruno made a simple back pass in the middle. It was Onana's fault, you fraud.
You wouldn't score past the goalkeeper from there.
This is the problem, yeah.
With that shot.
Literally, Bruno scored a brilliant goal, and listen, it's an agenda. Bruno
Yes,
scored a
it is an
brilliant
agenda.
goal.
It's an
but
agenda.
you
Everyone has
fail
an agenda.
to praise
guys.
him.
Especially
You
It's
United.
not an
want to
agenda.
praise the others, you fraud.
No.
Bruno
He's your
scored
captain.
a brilliant goal. A
Why is he
brilliant
denied?
goal.
Hold
A
on a
piece
second.
of an individual brilliance.
Hold on.
But you failed to give him credit. Maybe
Okay,
even
okay.
say he had a
Mo,
bad
did you watch
game.
the game?
I scored the goal. Yeah, I definitely fucking
You
watched the game,
okay.
bro.
Anyone
Fucking
who's
watched
watched
the
the
game.
game, hold on. Anyone who's watched the game and says that Bruno played well throughout 90 minutes, you're either lying to yourself.
No, he didn't.
Okay, so what's the point?
Matter.
However, in the first
For
half,
performance,
he
it
was
doesn't
the
matter.
only. In the
Wait,
first
so-
half, by the way, just comments.
So
Don't put a
performance, it
context
doesn't
against.
matter.
Bruno Fernandes didn't have a bad game. Bruno
He didn't
Fernandes
have a
was
bad
the
game.
engine in that midfield
Bro,
that
your
was
own comment
receiving a
section-
lot of. Oh my
saying
god.
Bruno was bro. The own comment section saying Bruno was bad. Just because you score a goal does not mean
Bruno
you
scores
play well.
your goals. Bruno
Bro,
gets your
what-
goals.
that's what
you're
I'm trying to
getting-
tell you.
Nothing.
Bruno Fernandes, is the
You
biggest
need a
problem
goal.
in
You
this
don't
team.
take your goal scorer off.
No, but you're
What-
looking at it from a short-term
What,
perspective.
what about
Goals,
Kobe Manu, who
looking
can
at
even
Bruno wasn't good.
I'm
He
looking
wasn't
at a
good.
long-term perspective because he's been
Thank
your
you.
best goal scorer
He's-
and
he's not
creator
been our
in
best
the
goal
last
scorer.
how many years?
He's not been our best goal scorer. How many goals has he scored last season? How many goals has he scored this season? He's not been our best goal scorer.
But I'm not really a Manchester United fan. So
Did you watch
I'll
the
have a
game?
look.
by the way?
Mo,
he-
can I ask a question? Why are we letting Ahmed lie to us here?
No,
What-
but you're a
what-
highlight
what about
merchant. You didn't watch
What
the
about
game.
Slot from Liverpool? Who
Can you
Van
let him
Dijk
finish?
Yeah,
We didn't
that's what I'm
watch the
saying.
game.
Let me finish this. You keep saying, "Oh, these are not his players," but we were all laughing at Slot coming from the same place as Ten Hag, saying, "Oh, they're giving this guy this team that Klopp failed with," because Klopp was failing at the end of the season with this team, and these are new players. McAllister came in, Ryan was not playing. So how come this other manager who is at Liverpool has taken this Liverpool team that was not doing well, and it's not even his players, and
I'll tell you why.
and made a system.
I can tell
But
you why.
no, I wanted to say this. I have been listening to the United fans. Maybe it's not you, but I've listened to this thing where United fans, when there's a new manager, they always tell you, "Oh, but it's not this guy's players." We pass on to Oli, and we pass on to Mourinho, we pass on to Van Gaal. We just keep passing.
No,
These are Moyes' guys.
and
But
Jose
listen. But all I'm saying is, I'm telling you this. I said it to a lot of United fans who are gassing up this guy after he slapped City. I said, be careful, because this sporting team is always been great because the scouting is great.
They've just lost 3 games on the bounce, by the way.
No, listen.
Yeah, with the
listen.
new manager who
No,
changed
but-
the system.
yeah,
and
but
it's not
listen,
working at
listen,
all.
wait,
It's
wait,
It's
let
not
me-
working,
let me-
by the way. They've lost
Yeah,
3 games in a row.
Let me
And they
finish.
got slapped
Yeah,
by
but
Arsenal.
let
So
me-
there is a difference.
let me finish. I'm just saying. I was saying this.
No, but you have to
sporting team-
provide context. You can't just
Yeah.
waffle your way out of it.
Wait. Let me just finish. I was saying this sporting team, they'll always get talent. They always get good scouting, and this sporting team
So
always.
why is the new manager struggling?
Wait, let me finish. This guy, are you triggered? Let me just finish.
Just answer the question.
Let
Just
me
answer
finish.
the question.
Okay, let me finish. This is what I'm saying. I told them that this sporting team always gets better, and all the time they scout and they gel together. It's like Wolves. Remember Wolves? They used to just take Portuguese players. It gets good. Then people were like, "Oh no, when he just comes to United, he's gonna do this." I'm telling you this. These United players are not as bad as you always claim, you guys. Ugarte is not a bad player. I'm taking Ugarte any day. Delete, I'm taking Delete. Yolo was one of the
Ahmed.
best defenders in France, wasn't he? Wasn't Yolo one of the best?
Patrick,
But
Patrick,
Hold on. Are we sitting here?
Euro
Are we criticizing Ruben Amorim for real?
No. But let me.
We can't
let me
do
request-
that, guys.
wait,
No,
wait,
I'm
wait,
not
You see what I mean, Mo?
But you know what the problem is? Do you
Wait
know
a
what the
second.
problem is, guys?
Ahmed.
Hold on, Olo. Go ahead.
on.
But I just wanted to add one thing.
Go on.
Guys, I think you guys are approaching this from a completely different angle, right?
What's
Because
the angle?
based
What's
on Man United fans, Saeed and everyone, they criticize the players. They say the players
I
are
was about to say.
absolutely they say the players are bad, right?
They're not as
Is
bad.
it the was it the manager or was it the players?
That's
Well,
guys?
can I ask
No,
you-
no,
Now, let me wait, let me
Because
ask-
if
let me
it
ask
was
a question.
if it's the players, okay, so Ten Hag wasn't at fault.
No,
then
but
because
Thank you.
he said
That's my-
because he said 50,000 times I can't play Ajax ball. And if it is the manager, if it was the manager, why are the fans now criticizing the
Okay, can
players?
I say
I
something?
need an answer
He
then.
said
Go ahead.
I can
Can I get
answer.
all first? Ahmed,
Let
Let me
go.
go. So,
I'm
Mo,
gonna
you
put you in the middle, Ahmed, so don't cry.
Mo, you're starting to make my point for me, right? So, for a very long time, they said, do you remember the whole thing was these were the players that sacked Ole, these were the players that sacked
Yeah,
so
thank you.
right?
Thank you.
And then eventually, that's excuse stopped watching because lots of the players were changed, right? And if you spoke to most Man United players, they hyped up the players that were coming in, right? Even the likes of Ugarte, Euro, and so on and so forth have been hyped up to a massive degree.
Martinez, the butcher.
Martin, the butcher.
Mhm.
We can go for all the players. That this is a totally new team to the Ole team, right? It's not the same team, apart from maybe Rashford, Bruno, and Maguire, who seems to play. But majority of them are there, right? then what's happened after this? That they said Ten Hag is the problem. Ten Hag was a problem. We can agree Ten Hag was a problem, right? But the idea that you could just take away Ten Hag and put this manager in, because again, when he joined, you were the guys who were hyping this guy, right? And I'm not saying he's a bad manager. I'm not saying he's a bad manager. I'm just saying you're hyping him. So when we're now saying, wait a minute, you're hyped him, and now we're seeing that one you played.
City against City wanted him.
Wait,
so
let me finish.
Nah, that was just rumors, man. Nobody wanted him.
Rumors, and Liverpool wanted him as well. So he's highly sought of. So
we never spoke to him. We never spoke to him.
That is great.
He's highly sought of, bro. So
we never spoke to him.
Sought by anybody but West Ham. West Ham wanted him.
We never spoke to him.
Liverpool wanted him, by the way.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. You know,
guys, Liverpool wanted him and they walked away from him. Okay,
exactly.
And by the way, Amorim is a very good manager. Anyone here that will say he's not a good manager, you guys are actually trying to banter. Can we be objective? He is a very good manager. Amorim is a brilliant manager who is very good, and we have seen him play in Europe very well. We have seen him bring Sporting Lisbon from the trenches to win the league after 20 years. He's a good manager. The problem is not, I believe the problem is not going to be Ruben Amorim. The problem is going to be the club, as Jim Ratcliffe said, is not a big team anymore. The club is big because of the revenue and all the stuff and the name and the fan base. The team itself, and I said that, go ahead, Olo. But I wanted to add the point. I'm going to do after you. Go ahead.
I'll just finish off. So the thing about I'm going to say is this, right? So we've gone now from blaming the manager now to blaming the players, because I agree. Again, we don't know what Amorim is going to be in 2 years' time. None of us have got crystal ball to say whether he's going to be good or not, right? But the idea that it was just all Ten Hag, which is for a long time, you guys were just saying it's Ten Hag's fault. Yes, it was true. But the problem is that you also were not calling out the fact that the players that you guys have been hyping up are not as good as you think they are. And when you put things like pressure on someone like Amad Diallo, and I'm not singling it out, right? But the pressure you guys have put on him and his performance today was not to the levels that you guys are hyping him up to be. It causes the problem, because I think Man United fans, similar to what Arsenal fans were 5 years ago, we're living in a bubble where we think our team are as good as we're not that good. And you need, I've said this multiple times, you need a root and branch tiering of that team, of that club, everything from top to bottom.
Yes. Okay. Can I now add something? I'm gonna give you guys, I'm gonna do the couple of the super chats, guys. Get your questions in, but I want the people to address this point. If your players, Ahmed, are playing Nottingham Forest at home and you're 1-0 down and you score a goal and they stop the game to celebrate, that is a sign of players that don't know the weight of a shirt of Man United.
Yeah.
You're at Old Trafford. You do not celebrate a draw. Your equalizer is not celebrated. You go grab the fucking ball to win the game. You do not celebrate. Rasmus Højlund, and the problem is not Rasmus Højlund himself, right? But Rasmus Højlund attitude reflects how the players think about the shirt, right? How they think about the shirt.
I agree with that.
And that is what Olu's talking about. The mentality, the whole root of the club is wrong. These players need to step on the pitch knowing that we're Manchester United, as you guys, as freaking Gary Neville said, we're Manchester United. Some of the players don't know that. They don't act like it.
Yeah. Look what Mo Salah did. Look what Mo Salah did against Southampton.
They scored the freaking equalizer. At Newcastle, they didn't. No one celebrated, bro.
Okay, just no one celebrated. Straight to the halfway line.
Even we did it when we equalized.
Jim Ratcliffe agreed. Do you remember when me and you?
Yeah, go on.
Do you remember when me and you, Ahmed, got into the when I said you're not a big club anymore? Maybe I missaid it. You're not a big team. Jim Ratcliffe said it. You're not a big team anymore. No one is scared of Man United. No one treats Man United as a big team. No one goes to Old Trafford and think, oh my God, the fans are. No one. The problem, Ahmed, is the players think that as well, Ahmed. And it shows on the attitude. Marcus Rashford stepping on the pitch today, he's walking. He's like, whatever the fuck that is.
No, I know this, but let me just say something. Yeah, Amorim's already said that Man United are a big club by name, but on the pitch, they're not amazing. He's already
like 1 year later after Mo said it, Mo was bantering Man United.
Mo, you said we're not. Mo, you said we're not.
Wallahi, I said.
You said
I literally said you're a big club by name, by history. It's the definition of what I said.
You didn't say
what the fuck?
Okay,
when he says you're a big club by name, it's the definition of what I said. You're a big club because of the history and the name and the revenue. It's literally what I said. But because he fucking said it, it's good.
Momo, say wallah, you said that. Anyway.
أقسم بالله العظيم I said that.
Okay. Anyway, you can. That's fine. I want to talk about Ten Hag, yeah, because there's a lot of rivals doing revisionism because you're saying it's not all Ten Hag's fault, yeah. First of all, when we brought in Ten Hag from Ajax, yeah, we saw how Ajax were playing. We brought in Ten Hag to play the Ajax way, and we brought him Ajax players, right? We saw how he played.
Literally.
And secondly, we played against Brighton. We played against, I think it was Brentford, and he scrapped the whole system, by the way. He's tried to implement it, he scrapped it. Despite him having the players that he has in his tools to actually play that system, he scrapped it. He abandoned his principles, yeah, first of all. Amorim's come into the team. He's taken over Ten Hag's team that he built. By the way, he's the one that built this team. He's taken it, and in 4 games, we might not be getting the result, but he's planting the seeds and he's planting the foundation, yeah, on how he wants to play. He's not abandoned his principles. He's still playing his formation. He's still telling players where he wants to. At the end of the day, the problem with Man United is not a system issue. It's a quality issue. Now, when we go to the players, yeah, you've got Bruno Fernandes, yeah, first of all, who I thought was poor today. You can say he was good. That's fine. Bruno was Ten Hag's guy.
He wasn't bad.
Mo, this guy was losing the ball.
Bruno is Ten Hag there. I don't think Bruno is Ten Hag.
He is. He made him
5 goals and 3 assists this season. And
you
he
look
scored
at
15 goals last season.
Bruno's one of the best midfielders in the world. You know that, right?
Bro, this is what I mean, by the way. Guys don't watch the game. They don't watch the game because if you actually watch the game for 90 minutes,
yeah, you think Xerxes is a better forward than Højlund, and you tell us Højlund today scores because he's a number 9. Xerxes is not getting at the end of this.
Højlund had, first of all, Xerxes got more goals than Højlund, and secondly, yeah, when Højlund scored the goal, he was invisible throughout the whole game. At least with Xerxes, yeah, he knows how to hold up the ball.
At least Xerxes can juggle. I know. At least Xerxes can juggle the ball on the pitch. Yeah, that's what he does. At least
it's not about juggling. It's not about juggling, bro. Every player has different profiles, yeah. And with Xerxes, he's a good player. Højlund scored the goal. Højlund scored the goal.
Why are you guys hyping Xerxes? What has he done?
Xerxes was good. Højlund and Xerxes were good. The problem with it, both of them went to Man United. They're completely different styles of players. Yep. But Højlund at the current moment is a number 9.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Listen, the first game I saw Xerxes play for Man United, the first thing I said was, "Is this slow motion?" Because I've never seen a player in my life move as slowly.
Slow motion?
I've never seen a player in my life move as slowly as anyone.
So you watched him in his first game?
Wallahi, I'm gonna do that. Wallahi, Ahmed, there are some questions. I'm gonna get in.
He is the slowest striker I've ever seen.
He's not slow, but
not only guys, let NJ talk, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I've listened to this for a while now, and first and foremost, Ahmed, I feel like Man United is in a poor cycle right now, and the cycle is going to continue because you're sacking managers after letting them spend loads of money, and then them trying to implement their style, and then they throw it away. And you're saying Amorim has brought his style in, and it's been only 3 or 4 games now. But what is if these games continue to be losses, and eventually he'll have to win games, because football is not about playing good football or having a style. Football is about winning long term. So if he continues to lose, which looking at the next 3 games that you've got, you're probably not going to lose all of them, but I see you probably losing 2 and drawing 1 if we're being realistic on paper. So will he still go on to try and play his style, or just be like, okay, for this season now, till I get my players in summer or some in Jan, I'll just play to get results? And that's not what you want either. So you're in a dilemma. You're in a dilemma. Wait, 1 sec, yeah? And that was the same issue with Ten Hag. He came in, had his style, he was successful, but he came 3rd, won a trophy, and he might be all right. Then the fall off came. Then he tried to implement his style, realized, I'm in trouble. If I don't win games, I'll get sacked. So you threw his style away and tried to win games. Eventually, that didn't work either. And that's pretty much the cycle that's been going on throughout the years at Man United. Yeah, Man United is spending on poor players, spending money on players that aren't good enough for the club. And speaking on Xerxes, in the Bologna side, he was never a pure striker. He was never meant, that wasn't his role. So even now, he's not going to be able to play in this side and score goals for you. And Højlund, obviously, I don't rate Højlund either that much in terms of him being at a United level striker, but he's quick. He creates his own chances at times. And I think that is what you need more rather than like a player that's decent and link-up play. You've got other players who could do the creativity part, like Ahmad, who could play in the 10 perhaps, or even Bruno, where I don't get the slander. I think it's just systemic issues. And I'll be the first person to say that KDB loses the ball a lot as well. It's just that we have a better team that surrounds him, so it doesn't get as it's not as evident as for Bruno. Whereas when he loses the ball, yeah, you're done.
KDB
And then it's a
is
mistake.
a far superior footballer than Bruno will ever be. So he can lose the ball.
Well, I feel like, yeah, he might
Well,
be better.
how
And I
do
think
you
he's
get
better,
it?
but
This is
Bruno has a good
you.
final ball as well.
No,
Maybe
it-
he
no,
overdoes it at times, but he
his
has a
final
good
ball,
final
his execution is not his execution. Bruno Fernandes
Well,
is nowhere near as KDB.
I
KDB
I
loses.
disagree. I disagree.
K-
The reason why the goal,
you
sorry,
can
sorry,
disagree.
the second goal you guys scored came from a half volleyed pass to Diallo, right? That I don't see, like, no, I lie. KDB can do it as well, but that sort of speed of thinking and ability to actually execute that is a high level. The problem with Bruno is that he doesn't
You're
control
picking out
himself.
one moment. So you're picking out one
That's what
moment,
yeah,
and
but
the whole
you're doing that.
sample size that he.
yeah, but
he
football,
failed.
football at
what I
times
said.
is
This is what I
about
said.
moments. It's about
This is
brilliance. It's moments that decide the games. So, and
Mhm.
if you look at Bruno in Portugal, he's literally one of
He
their
was
best
awful in the
players.
Euros. I watched that, by the way.
Nah,
He was
nah,
awful.
nah,
But
nah.
he's
Bruno's
still
one
the
of-
best.
in
He's still
that
the better
midfield,
player.
Bruno's the
He's
best
awful.
midfielder at Portugal, in my opinion.
He's
When-
awful.
And
He
I-
wasn't
I
better
am
than
not-
Vitinha.
I-
He wasn't
I
better
am
than
not-
Vitinha. Well,
I am not Bruno's biggest fan. I think he treats the ball like it's Mission Impossible. Like he's got 10 seconds going to explode, so he chucks it away, right? But at the
it's still
same
good.
time, I still think that you can be balanced and say actually there is a good player in that. What is that he just doesn't have self-control. However, to pin all the problems in just Bruno and not look at the fact that actually it's a collective as a team that are not working properly. That for me is the fallacy or
the manager's point. You do realize the manager has already pointed out. I just wanted to answer the guys. I don't know what your name is. Sorry,
NJ.
NJ, yeah.
NJ, yeah.
Go on.
You said, he's playing the style right now, and what if you don't get the results here? Okay, let's say in a hypothetical, yeah, he scrapped his system and he was getting the results, but our performances were not good, and we somehow got top 4. Next season, that is not going to work. We're going to be.
I'm going to stop you here.
We're going to have the same problems. We're going to have the same problems. The
Top
same
4. You said if top 4.
I'm saying.
You
Yeah,
aren't going to get top 4. Let's just
No, no,
establish this, okay?
No, I'm not. I know we're not getting top 4, but you're saying,
Oh, okay.
if we got results,
More. Why can't
if we got results, no. But the thing is, you're telling me, would I rather have results here and not play convincingly and somehow shit house a result, or play good football, yeah, trying to implement his system, yeah, but we're not getting the result? You do realize you're going to reap way more reward than you are than trying to, do them wins 3-2 wins or not playing convincingly. By the way, there's a reason for that. Do you get it? Like, we can use Arteta as an example. Yeah, when he came back to back, we can use Arteta as an example. We can.
Don't.
That's false. That's false. That's false.
By the way, a Liverpool fan, you know Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp, when he came 8th, by the way, Jurgen Klopp, when he came 8th, did he scrap his system? Can you answer?
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I say something? Look, your biggest problem is a new manager comes in and your team is quite rotten, and the whole system is like from top to bottom. Yeah. The first thing you do when you come in as a manager is you steady the ship. And he's not steadied the ship.
Thank you.
Like, you're conceding goals left, right, and centre. You're still scoring goals. You scored 19 goals this season, but you've conceded a lot. Okay. What you need to be doing is you need to be in games, and you need to, if you score a goal, you need to start defending better. Like, you haven't got a great defense. Like, you haven't. You never have for a long time. And that's down to Ten Hag. It's down to Ten Hag.
There you go. You just proved my point then.
But you need to steady the ship, and he's not.
That's what he's trying to do, though. That's what he's trying to do.
He's come in and he's ripped everything up that Ten Hag did, and he's playing it his way. Well, he's going to lose and he's going to get sacked.
What's wrong with him playing his way? He needs to steady the ship.
You have to come and steady the ship first.
You mentioned Arteta, and this is another falsity that people say that's not true. When Arteta first joined, he tried to play a system, and he actually did what Ten Hag did. He moved to the first game he played a 4-3-3. The next game he played a 3-5-2, and he played a 3-5-2 for 2 years because we had terrible players that he had to try to get rid of. Right? We had the likes of Mustafi, we had the likes of what's his name, David Luiz, we had the likes of Socrates, and he had about but he had to basically hide the problems of those players, and that's why if you look at the team before the team that finished 5th and the team that finished 8th, and the style of play, they were totally different from each other. So again, let's not do this where we believe that something happened. The Mandela effect is called. You believe something happened that didn't really happen. Arteta actually had to change. Amorim is at some point. If you think the players are as bad as they are, right? And I'm going to you as the.
I only mentioned a few players that are bad, by the way.
He will have to change. He will have to change. He will have to change.
There's a good point. Look, there's a good point in the chat. Look at somebody that's just said. He said, first of all,
what is the name? Can you tell me the name so I can put the comment? The comments are too quick.
His name is Scott. Is Scott over there? He says it's McTominay's fault, Fred's fault, De Gea's fault. Do you see what they're trying to say? That's a good point. It was Fred. It was McTominay.
McTominay revisionism now.
No. Oh,
would you take him at Man City then? Yeah.
No. Let me just say this.
He probably helped Man City's midfield, mate.
At United, they just point at players. Oh, this one is for this sport.
McTominay was always rubbish. What are you talking about?
Oh,
to be honest with you guys, I actually think you guys are absolutely, again, Amorim is not the problem. Amorim is not the problem. He's coming in, he's trying to play a certain style of play, and he's
that's what I'm saying.
Guys, I'm going to tell you what the problem is.
Tell us,
the
please.
problem is the club. It is not the players. It is not the manager. It's the club. It's the mentality. It's the mentality. And the problem is Amorim the guy to steady the ship, as Max said? Maybe not. I think, and I'm gonna. This is my opinion, guys. Okay, Amorim has all the qualities. We don't know the guy personally, right? But all we analyze his style of play that he played at Sporting. We see the personality, how he talks to the media, how he relays the message. Looks like a guy who has authority. Looks like a guy who knows what he's talking about. Looks like a guy who's not shy to criticize people publicly. Looks like a guy who knows tactically what he's doing. Because against Arsenal, looked all right, especially in the first half. I think the problem is not going to be resolved until they change how they think about the games. How Man United is a football club. Let me tell you guys something. Do you guys believe if Manchester City or Arsenal, let me just say, if Arteta takes the same exact squad and take these guys and go wear Wolves shirt and they practice at Wolves and they training at Wolves, they got Wolves fans, do you guys think Arsenal will be in the same place? Yes or no? Does anybody think they will be in the same place? Same exact team with Arteta. Anybody here can answer this? Do you think that team will be challenging for titles?
No.
You know why? Do people know why? Some people watch football, yes, but they don't know this about. It takes, number one, it takes time to change the mentality of football, of a football club, of how you approach the game.
Example, Man City too.
Yes, it didn't matter who Man City brought in 2008. The whole mentality of the club, it's all about the kit man, the guy that watches the booth. It takes about that approaching games, knowing that you're going to win. Liverpool Football Club, and that is what changed that Man United, Ahmed. Liverpool Football Club, and I said that with Hussam. Liverpool Football Club with Ricky Lambert, right, and Fabio Borini, they still believe they're a big club and they should win every game at home. They always believe that. Always.
This guy's
you know
cooking.
what I mean? Always believed we're a big club. The problem with the players at Man United, when they walked in, they accepted mediocrity. It is okay. It's okay to get, which is Arsenal had a problem like this. Arsenal Football Club reached the point where like top 4 is, they used to brag Arsenal about 16 years continuously in the round of 16 of the Champions League. Do you remember that?
We used to brag about being
Sorry,
in
16 years. Yeah, 16 years about being in the Champions League. They kept every season. Arsenal used to say that.
About 4th place. We bragged about 4th place.
Literally.
Yeah, but
I remember the pundits and Arsenal players. Arsene Wenger got us again in the Champions League for the 15th year running. For the 16th year running.
4th place is a trophy.
And the problem is, when you do this, the next player, the players that are coming after, it's embedded in their brain that this club is not here to challenge for the title.
And the mentality also comes from the manager as well. The mentality, because if you look at the manager...
And it kept changing. And by the way, I'm just going to say something. I like Mourinho. It didn't help that your managers that came to the club kept feeding into this narrative with the press. They kept telling people, we don't have the players to challenge. We can't play our style of play. Oh, Man City are better than us. They have a defeated mentality, the managers, including Mourinho, that it's fed into the players. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Arteta never said that. Pep Guardiola never said that. By the way, Jurgen Klopp never said Man City are better than me. I will accept losing. Never.
Mo,
Never.
let me say what I
Man
think.
United managers, including Luis van Gaal, when he was asked, he said the players don't want to play. What the fuck is your job then? If the players don't want to play.
Mourinho said number 2 is his biggest achievement. Remember, he said number 2 is his biggest achievement.
And that fed into the mentality of everyone.
Let me say
that is a massive problem.
Let me say one thing. Let me say one thing. Even and you said Arteta, and again, I know Arsenal fan, make about Arsenal, but Arteta, when he first joined, he said when Arsenal knock, anyone will come, right? And that wasn't true because we were shit, right?
Yes.
But his mentality was like, basically come in and just make everyone believe that we are better than we are, because that mentality had to change. And all the thing about process that everyone jokes around, if you actually understand what he was talking about, you actually realize that most clubs should follow that same mentality. But his thing was change the way we view ourselves from the inside, and then others will view us differently. When Amorim comes in and says we're going to suffer, those players are now looking, thinking, screw it.
They accepted it. Well. Yeah. Thank you, Ahmed. That is a problem. That is the main problem at Man United.
Wait. So, Mo, can I ask you something before? I want to understand this. So, what about this mentality? Because this is another mentality that all we just said about Arsenal fans. Because I remember when I used to argue with Arsenal fans, saying you guys are not a big club right now. You're big by name, but you're not respected in Europe and you're not respected in this league anymore. Like we take you as a banter. Remember that time when they were called banter club? Yes. What I've also noticed is when you're arguing with the Man United fans, they have this chest. They sit in a certain way. Like, look at that man.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Yeah, you see that. I'm saying, will they accept? Will they accept? Look at that laughing. But are they also going to accept what Arsenal fans accepted when Ateta came?
Who's accepting
the process? Remember, they accepted the process. Remember, we used to have to trust the process.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about the fans, about the manager. The managers keep saying this. We're gonna suffer. When your manager says second place is my biggest achievement, that reflects mentality.
Or a community shield.
Jose Mourinho, forget about Mourinho. He was
do you know what?
He was a waste of space anyway.
Wallah al-Azim, the fans contributed. The last thing I'm gonna say, guys, when Man United fans sat on shows and bantered Arsenal for being second, and because they won a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup, that exactly feeds into the narrative.
Thank you.
Your team, your name is not mentioned, and I know it's banter, but it feeds into the narrative. You know why? Because your manager was allowed to go and say, I am the second best manager after Pep because I won 2 cups. Where are you in the league? Why nobody is scared of you in the league? Because you are not a big team anymore. I'm not going to say a big club again. I'm going to say not a big team. As your manager said, Ahmed, that is the problem. And as long as you guys admit that your position in the league, your name mentioned next to the Champions League as one of the teams that can win it, is what makes teams fear you. Is what makes teams go against you at home when they fear to play you. That is the problem with Man United. People don't understand.
No, that's fine, but you're going on about.
I'm sorry though, but I'm putting Ten Hag third because it's Pep, then it's Jurgen, then it is Ten Hag, and then it is Arteta. I'm sorry, not having the Arsenal fans.
That is shameless.
Anyway, listen. Last thing, Ahmed.
He got more cups than you. Like,
do you think this can be fixed quickly next season?
Sorry.
I'm gonna move to Man City.
I'm gonna move to
the Man City. Ahmed, last thing, Man United. Are the players good or the manager is which one was the problem?
It's not the manager's fault here. And there's certain players that are with the profiles that they have here. The profiles in this team, most of them need to go in it. Like the ones that can't play in the system. The thing is, that I can name you the players here. Just one sec. With Amorim, is that one thing he should not do is abandon his principles on his philosophy. That's the one thing that's going for him right now, and he's going to reap the rewards here long term. He's going to reap the rewards. He's going to reap the rewards. And secondly, next summer, if we get the right players that fit his philosophy and how he wants to play, you will see a much better start because he's not had essentially a preseason as well. He's had a few training sessions, so he's come into a team. That the season when we had Ten Hag and we were losing in the season was a write-off. Do you get what I'm saying? The season was already a write-off.
Yes.
So Amorim coming in,
it's still a write-off.
It's still a write-off. So Amorim coming in, there's only so much he can do. So for now, he said that look, I'm going to do what I can do, implement it, and then that's it. The players that do need to go, Rashford needs to go. First of all, he needs to go. I said this for about 3 seasons. He needs to go. He's been stealing a living for ages. Bruno Fernandes should not be the main guy in this team because he cannot keep the ball in possession. What's his name?
Garnacho, I know Garnacho needs to go.
Garnacho needs to go to
Anthony.
Osasuna's B team. That's what he.
Garnacho needs to go.
Who would
He's
you
rubbish.
keep?
Let him finish. I need to move on. We need to
Garnacho's
move to
nowhere
Man
near
City.
United level.
Garnacho,
We need to
Here we
move.
go.
Yeah, Garnacho.
No one-
Another
no one
player
keep.
that's been hyped
Guys,
up for
I want
years.
you. Guys, I want him to finish.
All of
please.
your goals this season, you've just kicked out the team.
I don't
Every
care
single
about. I don't care about that. Yeah, because Garnacho's rubbish. Yeah, I'm better than him. Give me Calvio and I'm better than him.
I
I'm
agree.
better than him.
All right,
got like
okay, guys.
6
Let me do
assists
this super
and
chat so we
three
can
goals.
move on.
Before
Let me
before
do
you
this
do
super.
chat, let me
I
just say
want.
one thing.
I have
One
to
thing.
move on. I
No,
have
this
to
is
move
brilliant.
on.
No, this is brilliant. No, this is brilliant. I just want to say right now, if you look at if you look at the league table, right, or where Man United are, and look at the two teams below them, it's basically the David Moyes team. So right now, the question is, which of the three teams is going to ask for David Moyes to come back first of all? Is it going to be Man United or West Ham or Everton? I'm just putting it out there.
Okay, we need to retire Fellaini from Judge Mo Delulu. Ahmed is not going anywhere, guys. Ahmed is not going anywhere. Thank you, JJ, for the super
The
chat. Really
best player on
appreciate
this
it.
app. Can't get rid of that.
Whoa, all right. Which is can decide what is the wind damaged more, United or Ahmed's hair.
My hair is nice, bro. Listen.
Your hair is
I know.
nice.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate you guys. And here, Zayfor is saying, Hash is saying, it is not as simple as the players are good or bad. The profiles of the players are not coherent. They may be good as players, but they are crap as a team. That's a very, very fair argument. Very fair argument.
That's very smart.
That's very, very fair argument. Thank you so much for the super chat. It might be the case, and it will take time for the manager to implement his ideas into this team. It might be. And I said that before. These players might be far gone because some of them were coached for 3 years under Ten Hag. That might be too much for them.
Oh, imagine that takes a
Yeah.
toll.
Look at Felix and Sancho at Chelsea play for the team. Yeah, also the environment at Man United are not great, to be honest. It's not. It's so toxic, to be honest. I feel it, bro. When the commentators today are talking about, I'm telling you how toxic it is. When the commentators, I don't know who you guys had, but we have Peter Drury here. When the first thing they said is Marcus Rashford, he has to accept his role. That tells me that everyone around the club knows that he's not going to accept it. He's not going to accept his role on the bench player, and it's toxic. That's the reality. Blaze is saying quality issues. So United have worse players than to Forest. Ahmed, answer this.
That's a good question.
Bro, what did he say? Quality
He
issues.
said, does United have worse players than Forest?
No, we don't have worse players than Forest here. Like the other super chats said, yeah, the goals that we conceded were silly errors. Yeah, because if you look at the first goal that we conceded, it was Lissandro's man. That was awful. The second one, where Onana, I don't know what he was doing, and Bruno when he gave it away, that was a silly mistake.
Mo, Onana.
And also the third
By
goal.
the way, Onana has been very good this season. I don't know what happened to him.
But
I'm going to tell you the problem. I'm going to tell you the problem at Man
Bruno got him in
United.
that position though.
Guys, I'm going to tell you the problem of Man United. The problem, again, the team is so down as a mentality that it exactly, Olo. Mentally, when the team is losing, it affects everyone. When people make mistakes, it affects everyone. There is pressure on every player. Everyone is making mistakes. Everyone. Even, by the way, Amad Diallo today, he was very, very good, right? He dribbled into the guys like 3-4 times. 3-4 times. I'm like, by the way, unforced. He could have passed the ball. He chose to dribble. It's decision making. And that is a problem. No, they don't have quality, but the manager chose the wrong players, to be honest, today, in terms of like the lineup. Manchester City. And Olo has to go down there, and Ninja has to go down there. Inquest.
Can I say? No, go ahead, Kate. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's the same shit, different day.
What?
Same crap. Midfield garbage. Backline absolutely awful, except for Ruben Diaz, who actually had a good game. But yeah, the midfield just really bad again. Bernardo and Gundo together, no, it's not working. They're the same player, and then you add Rico Lewis in there. It's a bunch of like 5'6" players who have no physicality. They get constantly bullied. I can't watch Rico anymore. He's just getting thrown around like a little rag doll, and it's just difficult to watch. And he just keeps getting put in that position.
Can you move your phone like sideways?
It doesn't matter.
Like that?
If you score, it doesn't matter if you score.
Is that better?
Much better.
Okay. Sorry, I'm outside.
Yeah,
I'm touching some grass.
Yeah.
I drove 3 hours and now I'm touching grass.
To be honest with you, Rico
Kyle
Lewis scored
Walker
a good
was
goal,
terrible
but he
today.
was.
Yeah.
By the way,
Brilliant.
Rico,
Kyle
I thought
Walker,
Rico had a bad game outside of the goal.
he was
Yeah,
horrific. Rico
I
was
agree.
good.
I agree.
Overrun.
To be honest,
And
guys,
Kyle Walker is completely
Kyle
done.
Walker, though.
Yeah,
Oh
He is
my
I think.
actively
Can we start off
working
with him?
against
Can we
this
start off
team.
with him?
Don't,
Because
don't
Oh my
please,
that's
guys,
like
don't
He
the
is-
worst thing.
don't
I'm
make
Have you guys
waiting to get.
both Mac and Olo Washman City game, right? I'm
Is he a
sure because
hologram? Is Kyle
It was
Walker a
a-
he's
hologram?
literally
Walker
turning into
is
that.
done.
He's
He's
turning
using
into
a
not a real
hologram.
football player. He's watching the
He
line.
was playing
Mo-
for
and
Crystal
he's
Palace today.
You guys, like, if you go watch the first goal, he's watching the line
Played him
and
onside.
pointing to where
Played him
the player
onside.
is and covering the guy and then asking the linesman to raise the flag. You're watching your
Exactly.
teamates
Yeah.
step up.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Can I-
Hold it.
Do you know
can I
what?
say something?
He
Hold
just
on,
couldn't
hold on, hold on, hold on,
watch
hold on.
him head it.
Go on, Patrick.
Hold
Go
on,
on,
before,
Patrick.
before you come in, I'm tired.
Yes.
I am tired. And I said this last season. I told people, I said, this guy, after that Pep dinner, Pep Guardiola, you have to blame for this. You took this man for
This is
dinner.
the worst dinner of all time.
I know.
Gave him the captain's armband.
I said it
Oh.
when 4 players skinned him the same way, Olu. When Raheem skinned him the same way, they cut in and scored the same goal. Isaac scored the same goal. Who else? Gordon scored the same
Gordon as
I
well
think
last
Gordon
season.
did.
Gordon as
goal.
well.
And somebody else also, I think, scored the same goal. I'm telling you, Mo, in my life, I've never in my life, I've ever been kicked by somebody by Kyle Walker. And you know the thing that makes it worse? He speaks to the media.
Oh.
This
Yeah.
idiot
Yeah.
goes to the
Takes
media
the mic
and says,
away from
oh,
him.
yeah. He's like, oh, we as the team have to stand up. I knew it was a mistake. As soon as they gave him the captain's armband, I asked the question. I was like, how can you give a captain's armband to somebody who, on the outside, he's got so much drama? He pisses on the wall. Yes, I've done it before, but he is the city captain.
Exactly.
No.
He can't
This
stay
guy-
with his wife.
This guy
Dude,
was
the
on
biggest
camera.
messy
lie in the
stuff.
world is that
I
he
know,
got
this guy
elected
was-
as captain.
Do
The
you
hell
remember
he
this
did.
guy
No,
was
he
on
didn't.
camera pissing in the club, and I said, "This is a mistake, giving it to him." But Pep Guardiola was like, "Oh, they voted." I was like, "No, they didn't vote. You went for dinner with him."
Why did we let him go to Bayern?
Walker
You
is
know,
useless.
you
what?
know why he got the captaincy, don't you? Because he knows
Why?
where the bodies are buried.
Oh.
Okay. Look, I get it. But look, more. Let me tell you something. Do you see City versus Arsenal? Do you know what Kyle Walker was doing to Gabriel? He was poking him. Remember? He was
And
poking
then
him.
he was doing the
exactly.
same.
I was
He's
gonna get
doing-
onto that. I was gonna get onto that as well.
He didn't even jump today for that corner.
I
He
know.
didn't even
And
jump.
do you know what's embarrassing for us City fans? We know that Kyle Walker obviously had the speed and he could let a winger run. But Kyle Walker, I've told you so many times that if you watch Judge Moore, Kyle Walker, and I know you're going to watch Judge Moore, and I know I'll find you because I have done this before and I've seen Jack Grealish. When I had my Jack Grealish agenda, I saw Jack made speeches that were like, oh, I think he sees us. Walker, you are 34 years old. You are not 29 years old. Stop allowing the winger to run and then you can catch them. You can't do that. Timo Werner.
That
Timo
was
Werner.
bad.
So
know.
Patrick, can I interject here? Can I interject here
Please,
very
go
quickly?
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy-
So I've said this, and I think more.
By the way, I am waiting for people to start questioning Pep.
Wait, we'll get to
No,
that.
Who else
We'll
could he
get
have
to
put
that.
in there?
Tactical,
Who else could have been the right back today?
tactical,
Who else?
and tactical and
I-
choice wise.
I
Wait,
Why
know,
didn't
I
Jack
know.
Yeah, after that, I
People
want to
keep
say
telling me
something.
Jack
After that, I
Grealish
want to say something.
is injured. Doku's injured. No, Jack Grealish looks fine to me when he's there.
All right,
Well,
wait,
how
let's
did,
get, no,
how,
before
how
we
is that,
before we
how
step
is that
off Kyle
Hold
fixing
on,
the
hold on,
Kyle
hold on.
problem?
I want to say
forget-
about
Who
Kyle
else
Walker.
is supposed
Why-
to play right back today?
Why
Wait,
would
wait,
you-
wait. I want to say
Nobody.
something about
Yeah,
That's
wait.
not
Let
the
him
whole point.
let him go
Rico,
on
let
first,
it.
and then I want to say
Let
something.
Olo
I want to say
go.
something about
We're
Kyle
gonna
Walker.
respond to you.
I'm not going to talk about the midfield because Mo, you know, I've said about the midfield and the massive
A
arrogance
broken
that I
record on that
felt.
midfield.
It
So-
stinks.
I'm going to talk about it.
Poop.
So Kyle Walker, with this, right?
Absolute poop.
Kyle Walker was never a good defender. Kyle Walker was good at using his pace to get him out of problems.
Thank you. Another pass
In
to
terms of being in a situation where you could say actually different, and we had this thing about Robertson, and I said, when you know how good a left back or right back is once they lose their pace, can they still defend? We saw Maldini at the age of 40 play left back at the age of 40 because he was so good a defender that he didn't even need pace to get him out of problems. Kyle Walker is just what you see right now. Kyle Walker is just that he was always a poor defender. He was always making poor decisions, but
not
he
very
has
good
so
at
much.
football. Not very good at football.
So
Too.
much pace. He has so much pace that he could just get out of the problems. Now he's still fast, but he's not as fast as he was before.
He's
And I think
not
in his
fast.
mind,
What are you watching?
No,
He's not fast.
no,
He's,
He's not even
he's
fast
fast.
anymore.
He's fast. You know, listen, compared to some other players, he's
no,
fast.
he walks. He walks.
Compared
His
to,
days-
His pace is
compared to Xerxes,
No
he is
pace.
fast. Compared
Nah,
to Xerxes, he is fast.
don't compare,
But
bro.
I think what he is that in his mind, he still thinks he could do the things that he couldn't do before. So when he's even doing things like trying to play offside, in his mind, he's probably thinking, even if that's not offside, I can catch up with the player. You can't do that anymore. You cannot do that anymore. So you need to drop deeper, basically.
Look, with Kyle Walker, the writing was on the wall with the Euros. The writing was on the wall with the Euros.
Thank you.
The writing was on the wall in the trouble season when he got benched. When we played 4 center backs, that should have been like his signal to get out. Because he got benched for a reason, and we won the treble with him on the bench for a reason.
And what did he went to play Sophie, didn't he? He went to play Sophie.
That was 2 years ago.
Playing him consistently when he's been out of form.
There's nobody else to play. That's the problem. There's literally nobody else who can play that right now. The board fucked up.
One at a time.
Anybody.
It's like Jurgen when he played Firmino and Henderson, and they lost their pace and they were getting beat consistently. Like you can't be playing Gundogan and you can't be playing Walker now. They just haven't got the pace.
Who else are they supposed to play?
Yeah, exactly. And I was gonna go on to that.
Kids. So play some other players. Put Nunes in midfield.
I'm gonna tell you. To be honest with you, I agree with him. Go NJ because I agree with Mac here.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, starting off with Kyle Walker. Yes, the Arsenal game, Newcastle game, Brighton, Tottenham, Liverpool, all these games he started, and all these games we did not win, either drew or lost. So that all comes, and on top of that, all the goals we concede are on his side. Either he does not pay attention, he sleeps at the back post. Against Liverpool, it was him again, both goals. Yep. And today, I feel like we had to play him because Akanji, Ake, Stones, all of them were out, and that's just let's just say our bad luck that we have currently in the season. But where I will put it on the board and I'll put it on Pep is in the summer, you're looking at the squad and thinking, yeah, we don't need another right back. Yeah, we'll just send Cancelo to Al Hilal. I don't know what the issue was with Cancelo that we couldn't end up keeping him because his contract was till 2027. But then bring in someone else, because Rico Lewis, if it's midfield or he's at the right back position, either positions he's good on the ball, but then again, he does not have the physicality to play in those high intensity games throughout 90 minutes. And you could see it today again, loads of loose balls, loads of balls that he lost possession, and we were alone on a counter. And thank God for Ruben Dias, who, by the way, had an unbelievable game, because if it weren't for him, we would have conceded probably 5. We would have genuinely conceded 5. And with Kyle Walker, there's this thing, yeah. Obviously, it's down to system. He's always been a poor defender. He's just been quick and strong. But now, even playing forward, he does so many stupid mistakes, like forcing false passes, and everything is just poor with him. And I don't know why we keep playing him. But today, we literally had no other choice. And that is the same with the midfield. Doku and Grealish, Pep said they weren't at full fitness. We could not risk it.
But he had them on the bench. He had them on the bench, though.
Yeah, but it was 3 days. Well, that's what he said. And I don't think that he would lie. Like, Pep would want to win as well. So why would he say, oh, okay, I'll keep them on the bench, but they could play? And
did he say that after or before the game?
Before the Jack thing before.
Before the game.
He didn't comment on Doku before, though, but he commented on Jack specifically before and said his
he commented on them before the game. And even Jack and Doku, they've had fitness issues here and there, being in and out of the squad. So I can kind of understand if they didn't start. And then if you're looking at a 20-man squad, we literally started the season with 20 players and there are only 13 fully fit and available at this point in time. So we can't really just blame Pep on the way we're playing right now, but the way we started the season with no backups and all these stuff. So that's how I see it.
I think we can blame him, though. We can blame him. Like, let's be honest. We can blame him because I think some of these decisions he's made is just for the fact that, oh, let me try do this. Gundogan has to be dropped. And I think
who should play instead of Gundogan? Who should play?
Gundogan had 2 good games when he had legs next to him. And then the legs are gone and he's crap again.
City fan fighting is new. I've never seen that in my life.
Wait. Let me say these 2 things.
Music to my ears.
Do you know the Pep Guardiola, right? He's done so much for City, right? He's done so much and we appreciate him. And you know, there's no way everybody will ever say get him sacked or anything. There's no way. But the thing is, even during the treble season, there are things he does, right? That when you say it as other fans attack you. They say, why? Do you know more than Pep? Look at this.
Exactly, yeah, that's
true.
You
are struggling with legs. And then when you put Grealish, who was running all over the pitch, who for years City fans have saying Grealish is a midfielder, when you give him freedom and he runs around the pitch, he looks great. Oh, look at that. And Pep makes a joke. Oh, maybe I've been making a mistake for 3 years. He knows this shit. Do you know what he does? He'll buy a player who plays as a midfielder, he'll put them on the wing. Nunes is a midfielder or a box-to-box. Where does he have Nunes? In the wing. As a winger. He bought Bernardo Silva, who's a midfielder. Do you know what he did? He plays him on the wing. And only when David Silva's legs were gone, only when somebody's legs were gone, he starts throwing them. But he was still playing David Silva, and he was making jokes in the media. I think David Silva's legs are gone. Now he's making jokes. Oh, Gundogan's legs, I think they're gone. Play Nunes. I'm telling you. I have seen Nunes make better runs than Gundogan. Gundogan, we used to call him slow gun when he came to City because he was slow with Rodri. And that time he was 27 years old. Now he's 34. What do you expect? I would rather see a younger midfielder of, say, Nunes, you play here. At Sporting, you used to play next to the DM. At Wolves, you used to play next to the DM in a double pivot. Nunes, here you go. This is what I bought you for. But the thing is, City fans don't want to accept it. They give Pep sometimes a leeway. Or what can we do? Do you know why other fans attack us? Because we say City is Pep Guardiola is one of the best managers, but let's be honest, some of the tools he has in this team he can use. Why is he not using Jacob Wright, who's a DM, who's been playing since the age of 14 years old at City as a DM?
Yeah,
Jacob
because
Wright
he doesn't trust him. He doesn't trust him.
He doesn't trust Nunes in the midfield either. Clearly,
not run. And that's not. Do you remember when Jacob Wright came against Spurs when we were losing against Spurs?
He was great.
Do you remember how the team looked? It started looking like the normal City because Jacob Wright was running. But the thing is, Pep Guardiola, he has favorites, and Gundogan used to be his neighbor. He will never drop Gundogan. And he keeps saying,
hey, you guys, listen, you guys
will never drop Bernardo either.
Wait,
Bernardo has been terrible.
Yeah, Bernardo's not getting dropped
He
either.
won't-
Stop.
I'm
Bernardo's
really
getting a free
interested
pass,
how
and I
we're
don't know
gonna
why.
play.
Can I get let me get Kelk's take on that one.
Can we go? Wait, before you go, Gondo back.
Yeah,
I just want you guys to just agree
Let me
that was the
let
worst
me just
decision ever.
guys and SE, you gotta thank Mookie for gifting the membership. Mookie Habibi, thank you so much for gifting the membership. SE just became a member with Mookie just gifting the membership. Like the stream, everyone. Guys, we can get to 500 likes. We got over 1,000 people here. Go ahead, Kel.
Well, I can't blame Gundogan in all this because he wasn't signed to start every game, but unfortunately
Exactly,
he's kind of forced to
He
right
wasn't.
now,
He's
and there's nothing we can do about that. I mean, imagine what it would be if we didn't have Gundogan. Like it'd be.
I don't
It'd be
believe
worse.
that.
I've
We'd
been
be
crying
playing
out
Rico
for.
and
Guys, let him
O'Reilly in
finish. Let him
midfield.
finish, please.
I had also mentioned Jacob Wright several weeks ago, but I've given up on that. It's very clear he's not going to play, but I think he should be given a chance because he's literally grown up playing pet ball and he is a DM, but he's not going to get that chance. I mean, James McAtee can't even get a minute, and he's been on the bench all season.
Do
So
you remember when we discussed this that why Pep Guardiola is also at 40 is he played Rico, right? So guys on the panel, this guy we were talking to that he played Rico in midfield against Newcastle, right? And we said, why
that
are
was
you
the
doing
worst
that?
midfield of
Why
all
you
time.
have
midfielder. Rico
Look,
Lewis is not a midfielder.
Look at this. So
No.
we say
Not
you've
midfielder.
got Nunes, KDB, Marketing, who are actual midfielders on the bench. Nico O'Reilly on the bench. I get it. Okay, you do that.
So
He gets
KDB wasn't
outmuscled.
fit for Newcastle.
Yeah, I remember. Then he gets outmuscled, right? He still plays Rico again in midfield against other teams. Why you've got Nunes, who is a midfielder, Jacob Wright, who's been playing the DM role and saying people are saying this guy will be one of the best in England, and we've seen him. Why don't you just play them instead? They're more physical. Do you know the height of this guy we're talking about, Jacob Wright? He's like 6 foot plus. And he is so bulky and he can help us, but no, he wants Rico, the tiny guy, because he can get into spaces. No, fuck off. This guy
can't though. He keeps getting bullied off the ball, and he's just thrown to the ground like a little doll.
You played
Yeah,
Rico
but that's
Lewis.
just Pep being stubborn. He's
Rico
done it
Lewis.
multiple times. That's just
Do you
him
remember
being
Garcia?
stubborn.
Do you
I
remember
feel like
Garcia?
Rico Lewis, and you played
Remember
Nunes
God,
against
don't
us,
bring back
and you
Garcia.
played
No,
Rico
I don't
Lewis
wanna
as a
think
left
about that.
winger and Nunes as a right winger, and they did nothing in the game. Rico Lewis ended up being in midfield, and you had no width.
And who was on the bench? An actual
Play
winger was on
Rico
the bench.
Lewis, as he's picked for England. He plays for England as a right back or a left back. Pick him
Guys,
as
he's
a
not
right
good
back
enough.
or left
Guys,
back.
he's not good enough. I'm just, I saw.
But Kyle Walker's been.
I'm gonna tell you something. The problem is, some of these players are very good when the team is playing well, when the team is being carried. When things get tough, and now teams are not scared of City, and Rico Lewis gets attacked in the midfield, and Rico Lewis gets bullied in the midfield as a right back, he doesn't look good. Why? Rico Lewis needs space. He doesn't need anybody to pressure him. This is why he looked very good in the latter stages of last season. Why? Because City were winning every game. Every team was sitting deep against him.
Rodri was very
Today,
tired.
today
Also-
Crystal Palace didn't sit deep against City, guys. Believe it or not.
No, they went for
In
it.
the beginning of the game, they had the guts to go and press Manchester City. That's why
The
the
Rico
fear
thing
factor
can
is
work.
gone.
The Rico thing can work when there's a more physical midfield. Because remember in the treble season, that whole thing came about because Rico was playing next to Rodri, and Rodri was doing all the dirty work. Obviously, Rodri's not a thing this season. I'm not blaming that.
Rodri makes people
I'm gonna- I wanna have guys-
Rico
but
next to Gundogan
one
just
thing,
does
yeah,
not
one
work.
thing.
They're
One
the
question,
same
one
player. They're
question.
both
Before,
short, they're both
before we
slow,
continue.
and they're not doing any work.
Guys, before we continue, I need to do a couple of super chats.
After can I ask a question?
HE here is asking Ahmed, I thought United are better players than Arsenal, Ahmed. Come close.
What did this Wappler say? What did he say?
You said United have better players than Arsenal. Do you still think the same?
I still stand by that.
What did
You
he
still
say
stand
that?
by it?
All right,
I
I
missed
still
that.
stand by it.
Yeah, the only thing that
Look,
Arsenal
this
have
is
over
just-
United, I still stand by that because the only thing that Arsenal have is that they have they're more drilled and the better team overall. But in terms
So,
of
so that makes them better players because you drill.
Not really,
into
not
them.
really.
Makes him
No,
better
what-
players.
not really,
What?
because
You're just-
not
you
really
just-
because
Are
Chelsea.
they system players?
What?
Not really because Chelsea have better quality players, but Arsenal are still a better team overall.
Okay,
so-
how do you wait?
So
Sorry,
are Arsenal
let's continue.
players
Okay, we're
Wait,
not
wait,
going to
wait.
discuss this
No, 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 no. I'm
forever,
gonna ask a question.
right, guys?
I'm gonna
Because
ask a
we're going to
question.
go back
One
to Man City.
One question.
Guys,
One question.
he answered it. I'm going to do
No.
that tomorrow.
How do you?
hold-
How? No. I'm not letting this go. How do you qualify what is a better quality of player?
in terms of what attributes they possess and how good
What-
they
so-
are on the ball.
So you could tell me objectively now all the attributes Chelsea players have versus
Yeah, I
Arsenal
can
players.
go through it. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, no, we're not
Okay,
going through that.
all right.
There you
We're
go.
not going through that. We're not going through that. With all due respect to
He's
everyone.
happy that he got you.
He didn't get
We're
me.
not going.
He didn't get me, but okay, we're done over time.
We're not going.
Waffling.
What are Amorim's KPI for the season?
Oh.
Expect-
That is a question, isn't it?
expectations.
That is a question.
Win
Why
that
is
Europa-
expectation?
Relegation.
win
Avoid
that-
relegation.
Ahmed, let Ahmed answer this, guys,
Well,
quickly, so we can move on to
win
the
that,
City
win
game.
that, win that Europa League. Win that Europa League, and
Too lofty.
No
Positive
chance.
goal
And
difference.
what? Finish
Positive
where?
goal
Finish
difference.
where?
Positive
Guys, let him
goal
finish.
difference.
Let him finish.
finish
Finish.
around the 5th, 6th position. By the way.
All
depending.
right, then. Okay, Diallo, you got the answer. Win
Positive
Europa
goal
League.
Europa?
Okay,
Yeah, good
Pep
luck against
cost us
Brighton, then.
7 wins in 20 games. Bad decisions. Pep out?
No,
No, you
No.
can't be Pep out.
proper rash decision. That like there isn't any other manager that steps in now and brings us out of the mess we are in, if we can call it that.
It's only
way.
one
It's
season. Also, let's
majority
be
of the
honest. Only one
issues-
season.
One season, yeah.
literally, first of all, that, and then majority of
4
the
in a row.
seasons anyway. Majority of the issues anyway are just due to injury and just bad luck. It's not an excuse
Can't
though, but
find it.
yeah.
It's not bad luck. I'm sorry. I'm
sorry.
sorry. We've got more
Wait.
injuries than you. We've got
A
more
lot of
injuries
players
than
just
you.
declined
It's
at
not
the
bad
There's a
luck.
difference between amount of
I need to
injuries
do-
and
I need to do-
impact
Tackle
of
Say
injuries.
as
terrible,
is.
terrible
There's
transfers
a
over the last
difference
3
between
Say as
years.
is.
amount of
Thank you.
injuries and
Bad
impact of
window.
injuries.
Guys,
Look
sorry.
at our squad and
Thank
look at
you.
your squad. We
Thank you
guys,
for the super
Here's another
chat.
one
you
for
guys
ya.
have Trent injured, Bradley
Blair.
steps in.
Thank
We
you so much for
have our
super chat,
backline
my
injured
guy.
and we have Simpson
Appreciate
starting,
you.
so that's not the same. That's
Well, I did just say
Is
that.
City, are
Terrible
City out?
transfers.
Are City out of the race for everyone here?
We've
No.
been out. We've been out since the beginning. We've been out.
I'm
By the way,
sticking with half a
Liverpool,
percent.
Liverpool, and Arsenal
Patrick, no one
fans are
believes
not counting City out of the title race.
No,
Be
because
honest.
no,
I am.
no,
City are
City are not. No, City are not. City are not out
City
of
are
the
done.
race. Let's do this. We
Yeah,
are in.
I'm
Wait, sorry. We're in December. We are in December. The race does not finish till May, and we have seen already. Look, everyone said, "Oh, Liverpool too far." They dropped 2 points last week. Like this season can swing so easily, and all of a
there's
sudden,
75
a team.
points
A
still
te-
to
a
be
team-
played for.
Liverpool can go on a bad run. Arsenal can go on a bad run. City can go on a very good run. The probability of City winning is lower now, but to just say they're out of the race 100% now, I think is delusion. And this is what, like, you fall into that false sense of security, especially with a manager like Pep. You don't fall into that sense of security. But I will say this: if City continue going on this pattern right up to the new year, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to make a dent in the title
Yeah.
race.
Yeah,
Can I ask you a
I
question?
agree.
Can I ask you a question? Have Manchester City ever only had one striker up front in their entire team under Pep?
Well, we've won the league without a striker.
Aguero, yeah, they've won it without a striker. Aguero was injured and they had Jesus playing false nine.
false
slash-
nine for
Yeah,
Yeah,
James.
but guys,
Are you mad? He's
but
playing
they
up
had-
front for you.
they had two
striker.
strikers in
Have
the
you-
team. They had Jesus
Jesus
and
plays literally-
Aguero. They had
And he
to.
had Sterling. He's
Yeah,
also
but you
not
said
really
one
not
striker.
entering.
But you just said one striker. Jesus is not a traditional striker. He's
Oh,
more.
for God's
He
sake.
drops.
He's like a
He
winger.
scores goals. Did you not just hear
Does
what I
he?
said?
Sorry, wait. How
He
many goals
scores
does Jesus
goals.
scores? How
Oh,
many
he
goals?
doesn't
He's
does
not
He
on
scores
City
goals.
anymore because he didn't
Okay.
score goals.
You okay? See, let's be objective here. Jesus does not score goals. As an Arsenal fan, I know he doesn't score goals. He's more of a
Exactly.
link-up
Man
player.
City-
Why do you think
contribute
they
that
sold him?
City- Who's the contributor to City?
They've only got one
Aguero.
forward. They've only got one forward.
Aguero scores goals. He was a goal scorer. Jesus was more of a hybrid, sort of. He does whatever Pep wants him to do on the pitch. So yes, Man City have gone into seasons where they've had just one recognized, like you look and go, that is the striker, which is what they've got right now. The problem is that their wingers are not contributing, and so like Foden is
I
not
was going to go
contributing
on to that
the
point.
same way they were
Actually,
doing last season.
factually, you're wrong because he
Nunes is
scored.
kinda-
He scored twice for City, double digits, 13 and 14 goals. So
That's-
double digits goals. Being a bench player, never been the starting for.
Foden scored double digits goals
But
last season.
Foden.
The
So
point-
Gabriel Jesus
point-
is different.
he's
Anyway,
not a
the
striker
story,
to me.
the reality is, if Pep Guardiola win the league from here ahead of Arteta, there has to be an inquest about Arteta from here.
Can we leave Arteta out of this, please?
Yeah, Habibi, because
No,
you
we
are
can't.
the one who's supposed to win the league. Why do Arsenal fans want to run away from the responsibility?
We're still
Man
winning it.
City
Double
are
digits.
doing fuck all.
Double digits.
Arteta should have been the one now that is ahead of Man City.
We are.
That is the reality.
We
Yeah,
are.
but I mean,
we
Barely.
are ahead
You
of
guys
Our
should
Man
be in
worst
the
City.
stretch,
driving
you're
seat.
barely in front of
You
us.
guys should be in the driving seat.
What if you guys beat Arsenal and finish second?
Who?
What if Chelsea finish second?
Then they've done fantastically.
They're looking
I mean,
good.
What are we to
Chelsea
do?
have an
Well, what
easy
about
run,
Arsenal?
Then we had a poor season.
Why do?
So
By the way, guys,
are you then going to ask for Arteta to be sacked?
No,
I can ask
we're
for
not-
it.
we're not gonna do this.
Wait.
We're
No,
not-
no.
I don't wanna go into this conversation.
Let me answer it.
We
I can
had
ask
this
for it.
conversation
I can-
on the
I can
Rivals
ask-
Rumble, and
Bro.
I said
God.
you won't challenge without Odegaard in your team.
Let me just say
Odegaard
this.
came back. What happened to
Okay,
Arsenal?
you wouldn't challenge without Salah in your team. I
One
mean, we could do
player.
this. We could do it with
One
Salah.
player.
Salah is 70% of your goals.
70% of your goals.
So what are we doing here? We could do this game all day, right? So let's
we
not
did
do
this
this.
Never
game
get
last
injured.
season.
Quit
We
wishing
did
for
this
that.
game last season.
And
Salah
you
was
finished
out, and
third.
we won all
And
our
you
games.
finished third. You finished third. What are we doing?
Where did you finish?
Second ahead of you.
Yeah.
And now you're saying if Odegaard is out of our team,
Was
we don't
Odegaard
play as
fit
well.
all season last season?
If Salah gets some, yes, and if Salah gets injured this season,
Oh, it's
I'm
over.
guaranteed you will
It's
drop.
over. It's
What
over.
are we doing here?
It's not
Don't
over.
let's
Over.
not do. What are we doing?
No, but you know what?
Yeah,
Arsenal,
we're the only one
Arsenal is
dealing with
supposed to
that right
Arsenal is supposed to be the one right now. I think Arsenal right now be competing, be the one that are at the top. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, 5 years.
I
We're at
wanted to
5
say
years with the
something.
manager
I
in
wanted to
charge.
say
Yeah, that
something.
should
I
be.
can ask for Arteta out.
But you're not.
I don't believe.
But you're not. You're three games behind us.
So wait,
You're not.
okay. So I can ask for Arteta out. If I do so, do you think the club are going to do it? Do I have control over the club?
No, he's just signed a
Well,
new
I have
contract.
So exactly. So why are you saying will I ask Arteta out? What does me asking him out
No,
do then?
but you're a fan. You can still ask, even as a
You
fan.
should.
Even-
So,
yeah,
but what does it
absolutely.
do? What does it do? That's the question.
You get a new manager in there, don't you?
Sacked
And then
after
you
your
start
So
contract,
challenging.
yeah?
you're saying I have the power to go and get a new manager into the
I
club. That's
have
what you're
seen
saying.
managers
No, but you
sacked
might.
after
You might get a
the
manager that wins stuff. Because he
Well,
doesn't
I
win
don't
stuff.
think. Look,
The
at
logic
this,
is not logicking.
at this point in time, even at the end of the season, I don't think that there's any manager that is in the market right now that will bring Arsenal over the line or bring Arsenal into a better
That's what they
position
said about Liverpool.
than
That's what they
Arteta's
said
brought
about
them
Liverpool.
into.
That's
right
a
now.
load of waffle and crap.
That's
at
waffle.
all.
Liverpool.
Big
No,
waffle.
no, 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 no,
Load
no.
of waffle.
No.
Waffle.
There's
a
no
load of
manager
waffle
that,
to me.
if with that team they have right now,
Well, that's
you
three
bring him
managers in
in the
Germany
next
that
season, they
could.
win the league.
That
There
is
isn't any
that is
manager.
actually that is already proved wrong by Arne Slot. Actually, already.
Well, it's not
Well,
proved
Mahrez
wrong.
walk
into a
No,
nice
Yeah,
Mo,
yeah,
Mo,
yeah,
Mo,
yeah,
one-
yeah,
Mo,
yeah,
Mo,
yeah.
really
Chelsea
quick,
as
yeah.
well.
It's not yet proved wrong because Arne Slot hasn't won anything yet. We're
Yeah,
still in
but
February.
Arne's
There's still
okay. Can I ask you
75
something?
points
Neither
to
has
play
Yeah, yeah.
Arteta,
for.
though.
Arsenal
Okay,
can
hold
still win
on.
the league. Chelsea can still win the
Is
league.
Liverpool for you playing better football than last season? Now,
Yes, yes,
okay. Is Chelsea playing better than last season?
Mhm.
yes.
Chelsea is. I'll say
Yes,
Liverpool.
Chelsea is.
Liverpool sometimes.
You
look a
don't think
bit-
that Liverpool are playing better football than last season?
I
I've
think
seen-
Liverpool are playing
Southampton-
more controlled
South-
football, but not necessarily.
Is it better
I don't believe
football?
so.
The
don't
word
believe so.
better means it's better for winning. Do you guys think that this
No.
Liverpool team now is not better for winning the league?
I think Liverpool.
Do you
last
know
year
why I
will
don't
beat
think that
Oh
is?
my
Liverpool
God.
I agree with
literally
I agree with him. It's
have
not
the
it's
best
not
form
that
in
fair
Europe.
because this
Like,
season is
we literally have the best
heavily
form in
relied
Europe.
on
Whoa.
Mo Salah's performance, outstanding performance. So that's
So you
not
guys don't
necessarily
think that
the
Liverpool
team.
are playing well? It's only Mohamed Salah.
No, they're playing well. I'm saying
That's what
this.
NJ
They
is
have-
saying. Hold on, Olu.
No,
Not you.
I didn't
Hold
say
on,
that.
Olu, not you. Not you,
Stop.
Olu, not you.
No.
Hold
Now
on,
you're
hold on.
twisting my words.
No, you just said they are relying heavily on Mohamed Salah at 75%. That implies that without him, they don't play good football and they don't win games.
Without
if you believe
They
it,
haven't
say
been
it.
without him though.
factually speaking, without him, they wouldn't have won a couple of games
Okay, so
because
that's
they
what you
relied on
say.
all his goals.
So that's what you
But
say.
obviously, they don't concede as well. That's down to the defense. So
Yeah.
they
Is
are more
that
controlled.
it's part
They're more
of the game or not part of the game?
That's called
Yeah, it's part
management.
of, yeah.
It's down to the
Okay, we
manager.
can come to the conclusion that they play better.
What was the problem last season? We conceded too many goals. What was
And
the
you
problem
didn't
the season
finish your
before?
chances.
We conceded too many goals. No, we've
And-
always scored loads of goals.
Nunes.
We've always scored loads of
Nah,
goals.
towards the end of the season last year, you missed
No,
Everton
I
away,
agree.
loads of chances.
Yeah,
You
I
missed
agree.
Crystal Palace at
We
home.
didn't score enough goals at the end of the season. But our problem's been we concede too many goals. Well, Slot's come in and changed that. Like, it's only the last two games that we conceded five goals. 2 against Southampton and 3 against Newcastle.
But
This thing
actually,
with
wait,
people are
wait,
scared of
wait,
managing
lost.
our bad
Wait,
mentality.
wait. I just realized something. We just moved away from Man City.
Exactly. I
What are we doing here?
was gonna mention that as well. Like, it was the Man
This-
City segment, no?
we-
Like,
we go back to-
Tomorrow we're talking Liverpool, Arsenal, and Chelsea. Tomorrow is
Yeah,
the
I
real
just
title
realized
race
that.
talk.
So, I was
Today
gonna
is
ask a
the
question.
Manchester talk.
Why
I
didn't
was
you
gonna
get me
ask a
on for
question.
that?
I was going to ask a question
Say that
about
again?
Rico Lewis.
Why didn't you get me on for that?
I was Liverpool was supposed to play today. I was asleep when they cancelled the game. It's not my fault that the storm
Same.
came.
Can I ask a question?
Not
Can I ask a
waking up for
question?
that.
If you
Can I-
want to
can I
join
ask-
tomorrow, Mac.
Can I ask a question about Rico Lewis?
Like,
Can I ask a
no.
question?
ahead.
yeah, go on.
Because I've got thoughts about why Rico Lewis isn't playing well, and I think it's because he's been turned into a utility player. But the question I was going to ask is this: what was Rico Lewis's position when he was playing in the academy? Was he a right back? Was he a defensive midfielder? Was he an attacker? Because I think he's an attacker. Like, from the way he plays football, he looks like he's an attacking player. Is that what he was playing in?
He was the wing back.
Yeah, he used to
in
be
the
a winger.
academy.
He used to be a winger
Right.
sometimes, yeah.
So now, I think that what you're seeing in the regression in Rico Lewis's football is that I think he's been asked to do too many things right now. Like you said, he's played DM, he's played central midfielder, he's played right wing, and he's played right back, and I'm pretty sure he's played left wing at some point as well. Like, even when the goal he scored today, I know he popped up the left wing. Do you think that there's an issue that with him, that there's so much pressure now being put on him to solve so many problems that you have, whereas there should be senior players who you should be able to drop into that, as opposed to a guy who, yeah, he's had 2 seasons with the first team, but he's not had 2 seasons of being consistently the main guy in that team. You're on me, Patrick.
I think I agree with you to some extent, but like what Pep is asking him to do will develop him as a player eventually, because long term,
It also confused him.
yeah, long term scene, I think it's always good to have a player being able to play multiple positions. You see it with Valverde, you see it with Camavinga. I just think that what
Tuchemani.
the issues around it is just not good for his development, because obviously you had him next to a solid midfielder and Rodri, and now he's just with Gundo, and it's just all over the place. And then he's asked to play back at right back, and then he's always having a different centre back partnership next to him. So I think Pep should maybe focus on playing him in one position. But then again, we just have issues with injury, and that's not an excuse, but we have issues, and we have to be honest. If these issues weren't there, like at the start of the season, the first 6-7 games, we kind of won fair and square comfortably. And another issue, which I wanted to speak on since we were on Man City anyways, is our wingers. Savio,
Yeah.
I like him, but people are calling him an eye test
Why do you
merchant,
like
and I
him?
can't
Why
defend
do you
it.
like
I can't defend it either, because he looks good on the ball. He can beat his man, but there was a chance which he had to score.
Ahmed
Multiple
likes
games
him
he
a
had
lot.
to score.
He thinks he's better than Saka. Have you? He thinks he's better than Saka.
I think he
I'd love
uses
to
an
have Saka
agenda
over
against
him,
all
but yeah.
Arsenal players.
So can we just can I
Declan
just
Rice
say
that was
one?
funny.
Yeah, can I just say one thing on Lewis?
Wasn't Savio
That was a
signed
joke.
by a League
That
2
was a
team in
joke.
France?
No, more. Can I say one
Keep
thing
on
on
the
Lewis
same.
before I
Yeah,
forget?
go ahead.
Can we not just admit that Lewis is shit? Can we not just admit that Lewis is just shit? I think so. I think
He
let's
needs
just
to
be
be
honest.
carried by better
No,
players.
No.
Hang on a minute.
Let me
Can we also stop scapegoating a kid? Like,
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's super harsh.
He's only played.
He's
How many
19.
games
Not
has he
just
actually
him.
played?
It's a lot
They've
of
played
things.
about 20 games for Man City in total.
Let me finish this for you.
Just a kid.
Guys, let him finish. Let him finish.
I know.
Hey, let him finish. Mac,
I know,
let him finish. Please,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead,
know,
Patrick.
but you know what, Mark? I'm gonna tell you this. I was on Trent's backside for years. Me, while he was 19, I was on his backside. So I see quality. As soon as you put that shirt, I see quality. What I'm trying to tell people is, Lewis was not what we thought he was. Let's be honest. People used to say this is the new Philip Lam. Pep is trying to. No, he's not. He's not. The kid is not. And you know what? I said the same thing about Nketiah to an Arsenal fan. I told them that Nketiah is shit and Nketiah is going to be mid-table. When I tell this thing, sometimes I think I curse players. Guess where Nketiah is? Crystal Palace. I'm telling you, Lewis is not City quality. This is what City fans like saying. Let me bring it to you. Lewis is not City quality. He only looked great again, as Mo said, because he was being carried by Rodri and a good team. But let me tell you, Lewis is not a player where you put in City and say, "Oh, this is the guy." And Pep Guardiola, I wrote a tweet days ago. What did I say on my tweet? This is going to be Pep Guardiola's downfall, like Eric Garcia. Lewis will be the downfall because he's trying to make this kid something he's not. And this thing where people give Pep Guardiola sometimes a pass, I get it. He's a genius. Oh, allow him to play players out of their position. He's going to fix them. Guess what? Let me give you an example of a player who right now everybody's asking that what exactly does he do? Phil Foden. Phil Foden in the academy was a number 10, but Pep Guardiola managed to just mess him around, put him everywhere. When Phil Foden came to City, first time I saw him in the game against Madrid, the kid was exciting. He used to always have a half 10, take the ball from midfield, he dribbled, in the pockets. What did Pep do? He said, Phil Foden gets too excited. I'll put him in the wing.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm telling you, some of these players get messed up by some of these. Just play them in the position. Look at last season when Phil Foden was given freedom. He became the player of the season. Look at what Pep is doing with Rico. We're just making excuses for Rico. First of all, Rico is not good enough. If we go to the transfer window and buy players, I would expect Rico to be one of the players leaving. I know City fans, you have sentiment. I would expect. It's not a player I sit down and say, Rico is going to be this player. And I have said it more on my channel. I said, Rico is not good enough to play in this team. They have told me that I'm a hater. He's a kid. Isn't he 20 years old or something? Isn't he 20 years old? I don't care.
Yeah.
If you're 20 years old.
Just turned
What
20.
about Yamal? What about Yamal? Yamal is 16. Yamal
is an exception. That's an exception.
Okay,
Yeah.
what about that? What about that
Exception
kid?
to the rule.
Okay, what about that kid who's at PSG?
But to be honest, Musiala used to
John
play at
Neves?
Bayern Munich at 18, 19. Jadon Sancho used to bowl at Dortmund at 18, 19.
That's the
Messi was
Bundesliga, though.
Messi-
That's the
No,
Bundesliga.
no. I
Messi
don't want to
was
mention
17.
the Messi's. I'm
He
gonna
was
mention
17.
I'm
How
gonna
old was
mention
17?
players. I'm gonna mention players that are not
Götze.
superstars, right?
Götze
Not
was
superstars.
17. Götze was 18.
Not superstars.
I think Rico Lewis is 18 or 19, and he's not even a midfielder. Can you stop talking about him being a midfielder? Because
He's
just
a right
not.
back. Look at his
He's a right
performances at England
As a
on the
back,
right,
he's a
on
right
the
back.
left,
He's also-
as a
he's also
defender.
poor as a right
He's
back.
not being played as a right
Rico
back.
Lewis is 20 years old.
Walker's
Let
still
me
there.
tell you the problem. Let me tell you the problem, the reality, the problem with Man City's academy that have full of good players. You guys notice the Oscar Bob, the James McAtee. They are very good players, but they are very good players because they played for City Academy, who based on everyone, they win everything. Why? Because they play a system, they dominate teams. The team is always playing good. They are on the front foot. The problem now is that City aren't on the front foot. Today, they weren't on the front foot. Against Brighton, you weren't on the front foot. Against Bournemouth, you weren't. So that shows the difference. I'm going to tell you guys something. Do you believe that if Pep Guardiola leaves, and he's going to leave it one day, do you think James McAtee will be a City player? Do you think Oscar Bob will be a City player? Do you think Rico Lewis will be
Oscar
a
Bob would, yeah. James McAtee is going to leave in
Oscar
January.
Bob will.
Bob is
Oscar
good.
Bob
will
will.
be starting in January, in my opinion.
No, he's
Oscar
good.
Bob was going to start this
Why?
season, but he got
Exactly.
injured.
Based on, can I ask something?
Savio would
I
have
will-
been benched. It would have been Bob.
Based, hold on, stop. Based on what? Can someone tell me where have you formed that opinion, Oscar Bob? Where?
I saw him play live in
last
preseason,
season
and he was
in his
exceptional.
Preseason.
And
How
last
many
season,
minutes?
too.
when he-
How many
last
minutes,
season
guys,
when-
did
He
he
played
play?
every game.
He played every game last
I was
season?
gonna
No, he
say
didn't.
like
preseason.
last season, whenever
no,
he
preseason.
Carvalho
He showed
Carvalho
flashes
played
last
every game in the
season. He
preseason
got
for
the
us.
game winner at St. James.
Cavani is a good
Okay.
player. Let's be
Here is
honest.
the
He's never
problem.
going to get in the
He had a
team.
great game at
Bob,
Selhurst last season, too.
He is, guys, he's very good, right? Technically and tactically. And until to be honest with you, Rico Lewis, when he came in the triple season, looked fantastic and magnificent. Until I
next to
see a
Rodri.
player, until I see a player for Man City play in adversity in a team that is not carried by the people around him, I can't judge that they can be a starter for Man City after Pep. Why? Because there are things that don't go well for Man City. Players have to carry the team. Players have to perform. That is the difference.
Yeah, but
And
can I
also,
say
also,
this?
wait,
Can I
also,
say this?
also,
When you
also,
think Pep
sorry.
Guardiola sometimes
Why-
also with his
Wait,
system,
Wait,
ahead.
I was going to say also, and also when people say the preseason thing, right? Because I've seen people talk about preseason Oscar Bob, right? Preseason, those guys are playing 60%. They're not playing 100%. They're not playing the full pace of I don't want to say of men's football that is the Premier League, right? And that's the difficulty where people go, they look at players who go, oh, in the academy, these guys are scoring goals. They're the best players in the academy, and you put them in Ketia broke records in schoolboy level. You put him in the Premier League, it's totally different.
No, but
So
you
the
could
idea,
see that in videos.
wait, no,
You could see from far.
I'm just saying though. All I'm saying though is this, right? Is I think the idea that he was going to save the season, that he was going to be the guy this season, we don't know that because, like you already said with Pep sometimes makes decisions that baffles you. Like, why aren't you doing what is logical? So you can't just pin the fact that you think that Oscar Bob would have done something.
But
When you've got a guy.
let me give you an example. Olo, can I tell you something? And this is what I'm going to tell you about the City Academy. Every City Academy player, even myself, I'm not a football genius. Every City Academy player, I've told people that this guy is talent. We let him go. We made a mistake. I said Delap, and people laughed at me. Look at Delap now. I said Lavia, and people were fighting over Lavia. Yes, he gets injured. They were fighting over Lavia. When Copam was going to Chelsea, if you go to my tweet, I told Chelsea fans, in a few years, you're going to tell us thank you. Chelsea fans told me to piss off that we've robbed them. One of them is Have Hope, one of the big YouTubers. Have Hope told me, I have the screenshot in the group chat. Have Hope told me that you finessed us. Piss off, Patrick. Stop making these jokes. I said, you're going to thank us. There was people like these Palmers, Lavia, Delap. That team had talent. The issue with the new City Academy players, majority of them, I don't even know them anymore. But I used to know Delap. I used to know Foden. I used to know Marketing, even though he's been left.
Can we even count Bino Gittins? Can we even count Bino Gittins?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
You got a centre back who played for England.
Rodgers for Villa.
We knew those guys. This new academy. I don't know where Simpson Pusai, whatever his name is, came from. I don't know where he came from. I don't know where
you got the Boyle brothers.
The
Boyle brothers are good. They're playing in the Championship.
This is what I'm saying. That we knew more. That's why when I said Delap, it was a mistake to sell him because I think he could have been a good second striker. People laughed. Look at him, how he's cooking. So I'm saying more. There's actually talent. That's what I'm saying. Even the time when Chelsea were after Oscar Bob, City refused after Parma. Guess why? Because they knew that this is going to be another mistake. Brahim Diaz, we knew Brahim Diaz is good. He's been cooking. He cooked at AC Milan. But I'm just saying, you're right. There are some City players right now, especially Lewis. I didn't know where he came from. He just came from nowhere. That are not good enough. And Rico Lewis, I've said it. I've said from the beginning. What I didn't say the same thing about Palmer. Lewis have said he's never good enough. Palmer used to say he's good enough, but Lewis is not. And I'm telling you, City fans, you're gonna cry one day. He's going to be, as soon as Pep leaves, Lewis is leaving this team. Because I don't think any other manager is gonna have Lewis in this team as a fallback. They'd rather somebody who's more physically stronger, somebody who's maybe taller and much better when defending. Lewis won't be in this team. It's Pep Guardiola who's saving Lewis. Do you remember Eric Garcia? Who was saving Eric Garcia's ass? Pep Guardiola. At Barcelona, what have they done with Eric Garcia? He's gone now, by the way. At Barcelona, he's dusted.
Is he playing for Girona?
They also threw him out. He's also out of Girona now.
Oh, jeez.
So Mo is a bit right halfway that some of these players get saved because of Pep Guardiola. As soon as he's gone, some of them will not have anything.
So I don't think that's necessarily just because of Pep Guardiola. I just think that it's according to systems. The system that Pep Guardiola plays allowed Lewis in a good running City side to perform. And I think obviously not every manager, barely any manager, has a system like Pep or a system where loads of players profit from playing in. So that's just the reason why Rico Lewis would not be able to, because every other manager in the Premier League would want his right back to be quick, strong, and good defensively, not be good on the ball, because that's just not how they play. So I think you can't really say it like that. I just feel like Rico Lewis needs to get more time. He needs to be played in his position and long term, and then we'll see if he's good enough or not, because I think he's had good performances this season.
Can I ask you a question? Serious question, and I've got to go in a minute. Sorry, Mo.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually finish the show in a bit.
Okay. Question to the Man City fans. Yeah. What if you don't make top 4? Does Pep stay or does he walk?
Yeah, he's making
top 4.
Why would he leave? He's staying.
He's already signed a 2-year contract. I don't
think signed a 2-year contract. He says he wants to
rebuild. He's gonna stay.
He did say the contract.
He said he would stay if they got relegated. Like,
he did say
he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, but he said himself that he wants to rebuild the team. So
now let me ask this question. Let me trigger Man City.
He's never rebuilt a team, by the way. I will make
Let
that
him
clear.
Yeah, he
rebuild now.
did. He
Give him a
rebuilt the
chance.
team he came into.
And
Then he
yeah, the
rebuilt
team.
it. Not
the-
from the way this is.
No,
He
yeah, but
rebuilt that
he
entire
did,
team.
This is
he did
Pep's
rebuild it.
team.
He's rebuilt it because the team
He
is
came
starting
into
with
Yaya
now.
and David
Yeah.
Silva,
I've got to
Vincent
disagree with that.
Company.
But
They're all gone. He rebuilt the team, and they just won the treble.
can I trigger Man City fans, right? And I'm going to
Go
use
ahead.
I'm going to use experience in here because you guys said Pep is always going to get it right. And in 2004, when we went unbeaten, I thought Arsene Wenger we just went unbeaten. Like this will never go wrong. And the difference between 2004 and 2006 was just like that. He went from being the second best, first best manager to being a manager who was competing for fourth place. Do you think at some point, and we saw with Jose Mourinho, won the treble into Milan, went to Real Madrid, came back to Chelsea, then all of a sudden, second, and now he's in Galatasaray. Do you think maybe we're starting to get towards the end of the Pep era, and actually now the rest of other managers are catching up to him, and the lead he had in terms of being able to motivate players to come up with new tactics, other managers are now figuring it out as well? Because I said this as well about the last 2 seasons. The points difference we're getting smaller and smaller and smaller each time. And even with Liverpool,
I know
we're
why.
always very small.
That's been that way for a while, though.
Can I say something, please? The point difference didn't get smaller and smaller because it's because of Pep. It's because the players are aging and the players eventually get worse and tired. And Pep is a manager whose system evolves. Mourinho didn't evolve in terms of tactics, which is why he's there where he is.
Pep has been changing it every season, hasn't he? He's been changing.
Inverted fullbacks to false 9, playing a 4-3-3, playing with 4 defenders, playing with a DM as a centre back. So he will change, and if he gets the right players and he has fit players, it will change. So I don't think that
now he's stressing and
Last-
fighting people.
Guys, we need to end the show.
He just
I told you I was
obviously
going to trigger you.
exactly
I need to end the show.
he just
I
wants
need
to
to end
get.
the show.
Yeah, Mo, please, because he just wants to trigger us. I hear it, but then again,
Olo is fine.
he's saying that with us having 3 defenders fit and Kyle Walker, I'm not counting on Kyle Walker.
Whose fault is that? Wait. Whose fault is that? Some managers, some managers buy 8 defenders, and some
Rico Lewis a defender.
decide to have 4.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a defender.
Yeah, he is supposed to be, but I didn't count him because he's right now.
Patrick, you know it. Some of us take 8 defenders, and some have 4. I'm just putting it out
Guys,
there.
I just need this to name the 5 players Patrick wants to sign in 2025.
Why should I be? Well, 5 players. There mustn't be 5 players. I think 3 players walk into this team and looks better. To be honest with you, I hope this Bruno thing that City fans have started lying to each other about in January. Newcastle is not going to say us Bruno in January. You're lying to yourself. We had the opportunity.
Yeah.
I think if we convince that thug Zubamende to leave his team, I think he'll be good to fit in this team. But we also need a creative midfielder. To be honest with you, the only name I keep hearing is Wirtz, but I don't think Wirtz will leave. I think Bayern might actually go after him. Or what's you call that? Madrid might go after him. So I don't know. After that, I think we need a defender. I don't know which defenders we can get right now. I haven't been scouting or looking away, but so that's why I don't have players.
Maybe Lacrosse, the guy that scored. Diallo, let me respond to this, guys.
Sorry, Valverde.
The Arteta fetish needs to stop. Every week, guys, let me read this. Every week, rivals want him sacked. If you don't rate him, why are you bothered? You are scared. That's why we're good.
Scared about what? You haven't won anything in 20.
Absolutely bottled it last season. Absolutely bottled it.
Arsenal fans make me laugh. What are we scared about?
City were there for the taking last season.
And I literally said they should keep Arteta. I literally said they should keep Arteta. I'm not scared.
Let me say something to this Arsenal fan. Have you noticed that when Arsenal is playing in Europe, nobody packs the bus? That's what I'm saying. Why do
Diallo is a Barca fan,
and they get
Hey man,
smoked.
half of most team beat Arsenal in Europe.
He's a Barcelona fan, by the way. Barcelona fan.
I dare to go play against Arsenal and try to attack them.
Not right now.
I'm gonna respond to Diallo because I need to end the show, and this will go to Hussam because I know Patrick is on Hussam's channel. I know Ahmed is on Hussam's channel as well. Diallo, let me respond to you about why Arteta is the talking point. I can repeat this again and again and again until people understand. The longest serving manager at the current moment in a top 5 club without a Premier League or a Champions League. Okay? That is the problem. That is the That's not his fault, though. That's not his fault. It won't matter. Diallo, that is why the Arteta. It is not because he's good and rivals are scared of him, but because of what I said. It's not because of that.
Somebody say it's because he's sexy.
What?
Because
No.
because he has a good
I can judge
hairline.
that. I'm saying no.
This is
All
bad.
I'm the
right.
most qualified on that.
Don't
No.
worry about it though. In a couple of years, then Arteta can celebrate the Champions League cup, qualifying. Just
luck.
like Wenger did.
Okay, I think you need to make it the ringtone because it doesn't matter how long I say it. People tend to forget it every stream. Listen, people. Thank you everyone for watching. NJ, where do people find you, my guy? Before we end the show, quickly.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Tune in on my YouTube account, Sky Blue NJ. TikTok, the same name, Sky Blue NJ, and yeah, don't forget to smash the likes here.
And Patrick, true City fan. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you, Patrick. Thank you so much.
Respect my brother. Big up.
And
am I meeting you at Hussam? So you're not there at that cookout.
guys, there is gonna be another one. And the K-Mac channel. Of course, K-Mac channel. Of course, it's in the description.
I'm just gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Yeah,
it's actually in
big
the
up
description.
everyone.
It's in the description.
Yeah, big up everyone.
But put it in the chat right there. It is right there, guys. It is right there. So you can just go subscribe. Kelkson, thank you for being here. We'll see you Thursday. You get cooked. Oh, you're gonna win in the midweek Champions League.
Maybe. We'll see.
Anyway, thank you all for being here, guys. I might release a video later, talk about the games tomorrow. You're muted. You muted yourself, you fraud.
Sorry, say my name properly. Say my name properly. What's my name?
Footy Judgeolo, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very
By
much.
the way, Sky Blue NJ is in the description. You just have to click on it and it will take you. Stay here, guys. Don't go anywhere. This will take you to Hussam channel. They're going to cook Patrick. They're going to cook Ahmed. That will be
I'm not going to that one.
I will see you guys soon, guys. We're out of here, people.
Peace.